So anything you wanted to buy or prepare as you're going to go to this ball with Ophelia. She said she'd pick you up around probably like 6-ish.
Is this like a fancy ball?
This is this is like she said, but you don't have to be super well dressed because you're not in like a super fancy place, but like kind of not formal, semi-formal. It's like what you would wear to a wedding, but in fantasy times. So.
Okay.
Do we need to go buy? Do we need to buy some clothes?
Probably. It's up to. It's honestly up to you. With magic, you can mend and do all that stuff to your current clothes. But you might want to, if you think your clothes look shitty, you might want to dress up just to be taken serious because you are trying to get the favor of these other people here for Ophelia. So.
I can't remember. I think Felix is still wearing that thing that he thinks looks cool but looks terrible.
Yeah, it's like your orange paisley, like 70s disco dude.
Yeah.
And you have your weird glasses, and you guys look like psychos. If you think about like all the equipment that you have just hanging off of you, you guys look absolutely insane.
And we're all wearing.
And you're all wearing
hats.
I think my hat's pretty formal already.
Your hat you look like Merlin from The Sword in the Stone. Christopher is wearing a fedora, some regular pants, and like quite honestly, I think like canonically I have now made them, they look like Air Jordans. Like unlaced Air Jordans like Miles Morales in Spider-Man.
Yep.
So people are just confused by your shoes because shoes don't look like that. Honestly, probably the only person that looks like of their station is Thel, who's just in a big set of armor with a big sword on his back.
Yeah, I bought that one like navy cloak that's kind of nice,
so you have, like, a little half cape on your side.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, you guys look like adventurers. You probably would have been told that you're not going to be able to bring weapons, like your major weapons in here. You might be able to bring like a dagger or something like small, but they're not going to let you in with your major weapons. You'll have to leave those at home. So yeah, like in that, for Thel, that means if you want to bring your armor or you don't, but just, yeah. But all your clothes like can be washed and refitted and magicked back together and just fine. You just will look like regular ass people. So up to you guys if you want to go spend some gold to get slightly better clothes. To get your formal wear.
So formal wear shopping.
Yeah, and you guys can just describe what I mean, if you decide to buy some clothes, I'd say knock off like 3 gold, and then I'll have you guys describe what you look like when you enter the ball. And if you don't buy anything, that is just fine. Fit check. That was in the most recent Dimension 20 season. They started doing it because one character, they're all playing like high, like Regency era Fae that wore something different each time. So they all had like these super descriptive like things about what they were wearing, and it was pretty funny. Yeah, so that evening, Ophelia comes and picks you up. And just kind of gives you the lowdown about what this is. There's essentially, it's going to be like, this is the final viewing of Anselm before we put him in the mausoleum. People come to pay their respects and kind of talk and consort. Towards the end of the night, we will put forth our nominations or self-nominate ourselves for who will take control of the tribe. And yeah, and then there's food, drink, and then there's always a dance at the end. We call it a dance, but also it's everyone trying to steal from each other. So use that to your advantage, or watch out for your coin purse. It is all fun and game. And if you get beat, you have to steal it back. There's no confronting the person, no fighting in that regard. But yeah, that is what you can expect. As we walk in, I'll point out the people that you'll probably want to talk with. Like I said, Jagoda and Tatya, specifically. Yep. And I would probably get to them quick, because I imagine Rufus has people doing the same, and the faster we can, sign something up to where you could get their favor, the better. And with that, you walk from your little house to the main hall of the estate Sybaritic.
Before we go in,
Yes.
Does anybody have a preference on who they'd like to talk to? I think Jagoda has like a hunt that he's looking to do, and
Yes.
Tadia is looking at trying to excavate some old magic items.
Yeah. So,
Like that.
yeah, she gives you a little bit more information. Jagoda is kind of a lunkhead. Or that's how he's seen, at least in the family that he's part of. But he has been trying to push their, not poaching, but they're the business of capturing animals to sell for research, to sell for fights, to sell for exotic animal trading, essentially. And then Tatya is kind of a lower level member of the family that has been in charge of this excavation site that basically people aren't working at anymore because there have been some deaths. And so it's the amount of money they have to pay to get people to go work it. It's almost not worth it for them anymore. Yeah.
So does anybody have a preference on which one we try to tackle?
Good for whatever.
Yeah. Jagoda is a half orc, and Tatya is a half elf, if that matters.
Maybe we can flip a coin.
Well, let's go for the half orc. I'll meet another of my kind.
Yeah. So
cool.
Christopher will head to Jagoda. Yeah, she probably says it probably makes sense for you to split up 2 by 2. So who wants to go with Christopher and who wants to go with?
How about one? I'll go with Christopher, and then Belle and Kara can go to Tatya.
Okay, perfect
combo.
Kind of like one strong boy, one weak boy.
Yeah, perfect.
Fun.
Yeah, so you guys walk into this hall, and you guys are all on the map. Can you see everything? Not everything, but
yeah.
Command L. Nope, it's not Command L, and that is the wrong thing. Yeah, so you guys are all in here, and there's frivolity going, and as you kind of walk, you guys can walk into the center so you can see everything. Ophelia points out the casket, which is up here, that big black box, and as well as to the right, the guy with the red dot on him is Rufus, her quote-unquote brother. Ophelia is the person down here in the red dot. She walks up with you guys. Jagoda is the guy with the yellow dot. Can you guys can't see the, can you see the nameplates?
No
No.
nameplates, no.
Okay, perfect. Tatya is up here in the purple dot. But as you guys kind of look around, you see some people paying their respects to Lord Anselm at the top of this little staircase going out. Yeah, she points everyone out to you. But what you all do notice, or especially Felix notices, is Saxon is right next to Rufus talking to him. And the other members of his crew are talking with, two are over there talking with Jagoda, and two are over talking with Tatya, or one is talking with Tatya right now. So it seems that they got here a bit before you. Rufus is kind of holding court over by a chair, looking very cocky and just sitting back, drinking a drink. Yeah, so what do you guys do?
Well, Christopher, you want to go see if we can interrupt? Can I tell which one is part of Saxon's party? So this person here,
I will mark all of them with color. They will all be purple. Purples. Nope, purple's already been used. They're brown or orange. And make an intelligence check, Felix, to see how many of these people you can remember or knew. Not 20. You actually, what ended up happening is while you were in, when you ran into these guys in the library in Zadash, you like asked around with some old contacts that you knew about them. And a couple of these people, have been, were not, they ran in the same circles, never quite part of like when you worked with Saxon, but you know all of them as there's 3 people here. There's Ferris, which is the big, she's a Goliath woman. Or no, I think it's Goliath. Don't really know gender, female features, but could pass either way. There's Turf Lowlight, who is a halfling. And then over here, there's Guile Sharinx, who is, let me actually remember their classes. And you know that like Ferris is a fighter. Guile is a
cleric.
Yes, cleric. And no, Guile is actually a bard. And Turf is a cleric.
Okay, so those are okay.
Backwards. Yes, he is a cleric. Specifically, with that natural 20, you also know that Turf is a weird type of cleric. You don't know any god that he prays to. It's like a weird thing with blood that he is able to do. And he has this and you see him there with his little medallion that he kind of spins, and has it's this thick red liquid that's spinning around in it. So so Ferris and Turf are talking with Jagoda, and then Guile, and as without noticing you do see Saxon go up to talk with Tatya after leaving Rufus. So
okay. Well, I think we need to get Jagoda alone, because I think we could probably convince him that we can help him a lot more effectively than whatever these fools are doing. So I wonder if Christopher, if you can use your half orc like brotherhood, try to like lure him away from them somehow.
I think I can speak, right? I'll just like mutter something in orcish. It's kind of like, just kind of disparaging about the two companions. Try and say it just under my breath, but stage whisper.
Okay,
Basically.
stage whisper, but like, what give me something disparaging that you say about these two fools.
Look at these two fools. They're pretty
I didn't
foolish.
ask. Before you do that, what is everyone wearing? We'll do this like Christopher. What are you wearing in this case?
I'm going for leather and fur, and we've got like the Bane jacket from Dark Knight Returns. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
So,
that's perfect. So you have this nice big, like it's kind of like a leather of a beast that you don't quite know. It's not like cow leather. It's something that is hunted from inside these woods. Like it's almost like a weird, guys, my neighbor is changing in front of their window again.
The hot couple.
Like just straight up taking her pants off right there. Like it's so awkward, guys. It's so awkward, and you can't say anything because then you're like, oh, you're just the creep that's looking.
What you should do?
I saw you changing the other day.
Just go to the window and like slowly, like if she sees you, just like you're like turning the blinds.
Like they have to know at this point. Anyways, that was a lot of butt that I just saw. Yeah, so you it's this coat of like it's like that tan leather, but there's almost like some weird veins of different colors in it. It looks badass, and you say that and make a persuasion check with advantage.
That's me. All right.
Yeah, as you go up.
Persuasion.
Yeah, the 15, Jagoda hears you say that and kind of chuckles real quick, and he sees and calls you and like says to come over, and just speaks back to you in Orcish. He's like, I like your coat. Looks like from something I caught. And he has a big, deep, booming voice, like you had kind of learned. He is like the head of that part of the Udalot's business, is the capture of animals and selling of their furs, wares, and things like that. So he brings you over, and as he calls you over to talk, you see Turf and Ferris who recognize you, and they kind of take a step back. It seems like having said their piece, and now they're talking with each other next to you. So you and Felix have your in.
Nope.
So move you up, and we'll go at that point. What are you wearing, Felix?
I had my really nice orange paisley thing pressed, and I took the glimmering shiny armor, whatever it is. I can't glamour studded armor.
Yeah.
I made it match somehow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. It's so you have like this matching paisley type armor, and literally your armor can look anything what you want it to look like.
Yeah. So it like complements it, but it doesn't look good. It looks. It's those like when basketball players and like football players wear like really gaudy looking suits and stuff that like don't look good necessarily, but they think it looks good.
But they think it looks like good, and they own wearing it, so it looks good.
That's like the vibe.
Okay. Exactly, and you have your little weird glasses on.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. So you guys walk up and you hit it up with Pagoda. So now we'll move over to the other two players. How are you guys going to approach Tatya? What you know about Tatya is essentially that she is kind of the lower level and kind of a timid person. As far as these people, all of them are quite conniving in that, but pretty timid here.
She's the purple dot, right?
Yeah, the purple dot top in the top right corner, and that's where Saxon and Guile are. So, how would you guys like to approach? Let's roll Saxon over here.
I don't know that Carrot could possibly begin this interaction in any way smooth. So I don't think it's useful to even pretend like that happened.
I would say and also for Thel, I don't know how he totally feels like these people are criminals. His level of lawfulness and having to help these people out, I don't know if that pains on him. Nothing. They are definitely most things that they do are illegal, and half the things they do are on that line of legality. So these probably aren't Thel's people. Are if you were from this world, you would have been probably one of the people outside of the gates to make sure that their business didn't go good. So I would think maybe Thel's just kind of shut up and I hate that I'm doing this and I'm doing it for a friend. So yeah, I would say that Carrick, you make your play because Thel might be a little conflicted as a human right now.
Okay.
No, well, I have a high persuasion, so part of me wants to lead into it, but I also have high intimidation, so we might just roll that way instead. I don't want to start a fight, but
so I think I probably walk up and am kind of just awkwardly standing to the side, waiting for this person to notice that I want to talk to them. I think I'm just when there's a circle of people talking and somebody comes up and just stands there, they want to join the circle, but they don't know how to join the conversation. This is what I'm imagining.
And I'm just standing next to him, just
Okay, I would say you would normally roll this with disadvantage, but because Thel is an intimidating presence, you'll just do a straight persuasion roll right now, Carrick, because you are the person standing up front. You only got a -2 to this.
I know.
So what actually happens is you're standing in this circle and Tatya seems pretty engaged with Saxon because Saxon is actually as shitty as he is, a very smooth talker when he wants to be. Like you said, it's that thing, I can be very polite, and then if you talk to me outside of that company that I'm trying to impress, I let my true colors show.
So A, do we need to figure out what Carrick and I are wearing, and B, what's the vibe?
Yes,
what's the vibe of this whole room? Is it somber? Is it jovial?
It feels very lot more on the jovial side. Not a lot of somber. Like we said, like the guy died. This is more of a like ceremony and how things work than it is like an actual mourning of the guy, because beyond the people that live in the family, these are all more business associates than they are like actual friends and family. It's a very like cutthroat nature that lives here. But it's also in that same vein, it's jovial because this is also a time where everyone can get together and like work out new business dealings. So they use it for that as well. So but yeah, like just looking around, you see like people are, maybe a little bummed that Anson's died, but they're like thinking about the excitement of a new blood heading a family and how their business can do better by new dealings with new leadership. So it feels very business-like everyone's excited here. So yeah, and what are you guys wearing? Thanks for reminding me.
So I've donned an additional extremely long cloak. Like I've got like a 3 to 4 foot train, I think, that just like kind of drags behind me, like almost like wedding dress style a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, so you got a cloak train, like is it like fur lined? Is it just like?
No, it's more like a silk or satin kind of material. Yeah.
For you to have this, I said it was 2 gold. For you to get something like this in 2 days, this is a 10 gold item.
Oh, fine.
This is an expensive ass, like not like if you were doing furs and leathers, you'd be able to find that pretty easy here. But to get silk, that's something that these people are smuggling in from places not here.
Okay.
But you have a long silk train, which by the way, no one here knows you. No one here has any clue who you guys are. Maybe like Ophelia gave you like a little badge to show that you are affiliated with her family, so they aren't like immediately going to fight you. Like, why'd you crash this party? But like that's all you got.
Okay.
So, and then TJ, what are you wearing?
Yeah, I've got what I'm thinking. What came to mind as I started to think about it is like that early part of Witcher where he has to get dressed up to meet the Emperor, and it's just like the trousers and then like the puffy shirt with like the
tight weird white puffy shirt.
Yeah, which clearly just looks awkward on somebody like even like Geralt or like Thel, who's just like very uncomfortable in those clothes. And then I do have like a cloak that goes like my half cloak that kind of
you have that same blue half cloak is over your shoulder, but what weapons do everyone have? You could have nothing bigger than a short sword or a dagger. So
yeah, I've got my dagger like Bronn from Game of Thrones. It's like back mounted, so it's kind of like people in front of me would not know that I'm necessarily armed.
Okay. Perfect.
And am I still like allowed to be carrying my book that allows me to cast spells? Like, is that a possibility?
How do you normally carry that book?
That's a great question.
Do you normally just carry it in your hand? Because now you look like an absolute psycho.
Yeah, I guess functionally, how should I have been carrying this book? I've never really thought about it. I just assumed it was like in a bag, but I never
it's
really.
Probably just normally in your bag of holding that you pull out when you need it. So that's what I'm saying. Are you just carrying around your book? Well, essentially, because now your book matters a lot more, because it is, if you're using your new book, that is your spell casting focus. That is what the spells come out of.
Right. I guess I mean, I have this giant ass cloak. Could I have like it like tucked inside the like waistband of the cloak or something like that?
Ooh, Yeah, you actually know what actually would make sense. You have an item called the coat of many pockets, and we can say like that 10 gold was for you to like make this coat of many pockets into this ridiculous silk gown almost, and so it has hidden pockets that are just
perfect
that you can like magically shift around. So if you look in your guys' inventory, you should be able to find the cloak of or the coat of many pockets or whatever it is.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, so you have your hidden that, and then Felix, Christopher, do you have weapons on you?
Yeah, I think I'm just carrying the black steel short sword for now.
The poison one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll just keep some stuff hidden. I have a. When did I get a short sword?
I have no clue. I was looking at your inventory.
It doesn't make any sense. I have my hand axe. I'll just be carrying that around.
Yeah, you just have like a couple hand axes around your belt. No one's gonna. It plays up to the like woodland fighter guy. So, just and none of you guys are, I guess. Fel, you're the only person that you do not have your armor on right now. So your AC is not 20.
Yep.
If something like that happens. So perfect. So with that, with your 4 persuasion, this kind of smaller like dwarvish person comes up to you and starts chatting you up because they love whatever silk this is, and like, how did you get this much this quick? Or not this quick, but like, who are you? Are you dignitaries from the south? Or we are we make a lot of fine wines with different like substances that you can't put in because of that damn control that they have in that, and like goes off and like thinks that you're a lot fancier than you are because of this weird ass cloak you're wearing, and is now like standing there talking to you to where like and talking pretty loud. So that's where like Tatya and the other 3 just kind of like move. And now you are fully engaged. Like that circle that you tried to join in has moved, and now you're being engaged by this natural winemaker.
Okay.
We'll bounce back to the other 2. Jagoda introduces himself, and Jagoda is this big burly guy, has a like leather strap. Like although he doesn't have a bow, has like a quiver of arrows on his back. It's just kind of like showing his like station, and that, and has like it's dressed in essentially the same thing you are, leather and furs. And he nods to you and he says, it's nice to see another half orc around here. They're not a lot, and if you go north then there's a lot more, but it's nice to see a guy that appreciates fur and leather too. I bet I killed that beast you're wearing myself.
It's a fine one. I'll buy it round and introduce Felix and hand it over to.
You like signal over to one of the people like bringing around tankards, and you get one and you cheers, and you introduce Felix, and you have his ears. Like, so how do you guys know Lancelin? What do you hear? I don't recognize you. What are you up to?
Well, to be perfectly honest, we're here on behalf of Ophelia.
Ophelia, I've always liked her and always wanted to like her more.
Well, you're in luck. I see you have quite the array of arrows, and word on the street is you're quite the hunter.
Quite. And he takes one of the arrows out and like looks at it and is kind of doing the pencil spin, but with a 3-foot arrow. It's quite impressive. This guy is also 7'2". This isn't
okay.
Even by compared to Christopher, who's a big guy, this guy is fucking huge. He's probably more quarter, not half orc, 3/4 orc.
Okay, I see him do that. Can I ask him? Do you mind if I take a look at a couple of those?
For sure. And he just really quickly spins it and puts point out at your face, and then spins it around and hands it to you. This guy is kind of seems like a doofus, but that kind of doofus that you like.
Yeah. I'm gonna take them and I'm gonna do the same little hand trick that he did with both hands. And see if that is impressive at all to him.
Okay. Shit, I don't even know. Make I'd say a dexterity check. Probably sleight of hand. Make a sleight of hand.
Thank goodness, I was hoping you were gonna say that.
And yeah, and you do it, and a 21, you successfully do this, but you can tell this arrow is about that big around. So you're doing it, and the fact that you can even do it is he is immediately impressed by you and slaps you on the back. It's you because you look cool, you because that was cool, seem like the type of people that I could use for something. I feel bad. These people right here kind of in the same boat. And he points to Ferris and Turf, and you see, I've been trying to get together a crew for a grand hunt. There's been a beast out in the Savalier that people quite honestly are terrified of, and no one believes me that we can take it down and open that place up for better hunting. So I dumbass family just collecting their tolls from the gate, but aren't seeing the bigger picture of where this hunting could really bring in the money, especially with the weird beasts you can get up in those woods. So yeah, I'm looking for a crew. And you know what? You seem like game, but they also seem like game. So maybe we'll settle this in a my favorite way to settle things, in a good old wrestling match. What do you say? I like you both, but those other people deserve a shot. They got here first after all. By the way, always show up first. A lot of people aren't patient.
Understood. Well, let me know. Let me tell you something about them. They are not as good as us. I can assure you that. I pat Christopher on the back and I say, not only are we better hunters, but my friend here can cook up pretty much anything with whatever we catch.
I'll tell you what. The kitchen is back there. They've got some stuff roasting. Make a persuasion check before I give you this option of getting out of this wrestling fight.
I could do a wrestling fight too. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what happens here, because I think it's more funny for you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll say 15 is just good enough. He thinks about it. It's I'll tell you what. We've got some Razorback out in the kitchen cooking right now. You do something with it in the next 10 minutes. I'll decide. Like, obviously, if you know how to cook something like that and make it good, it'll be fun to have tag along on the trip, because it's always nice to eat well when you're hunting. And so Christopher has been nominated to cook. So that he kind of like walks with you and talks a little bit and walks you back towards the kitchen and like notes to the guy, and you go back there. There's just like a carved up wild boar that you have to figure out something to do with. Yeah, so we'll start there real quick. I have to go to the bathroom, and then we'll move over to the other two, what you're going to do, talking to this natural wine connoisseur.
You look at this weather, Chris.
It's crazy. Yeah, we went out walking around and it was boiling.
It was like 70 degrees yesterday. It's like, what the hell is this?
Like
I wish
200%.
it was 70 degrees here yesterday. That game was so rainy and awful last night. It was.
I like the fall out here though. I like the leaves are different,
it's really
way different
really nice.
than out west.
You know, we've got all these great maples that we planted, but last year they turned a bit, but this year it's like it was so warm, like mid 70s to 80s to freezing, that they're just like all gonna go brown and fall off and not actually change color. It's gonna not be cool.
All of my leaves on my tree, not all, but like 3/4 of them fell off in one day. It was like fine green, and now it is yellow clump on the ground. And I just look at it like, that's what I have to do after this. I'm like, I have to go, because it's going to be raining for the next like 5 days. So I'm like, I have to go get these up, or it's just going to be an absolute mess.
Heard you can just mow over them.
I could, except
if you
these
had
are
the right...
so wet right now that
Okay.
it would take me longer to mow over them than it would to.
This is coming from my yard, is literally just a piece of sod out on my patio. So
A single piece of sod
from Home Depot. Yeah.
No, it's. I normally would if it was dry. I'd just mow over it and do that a few times, and the mulch is fine. But right now it's so wet and thick out there that. So, yeah. So what are you guys doing?
I'm breezing up some.
Well, hang on.
Oh yeah.
Before we do that, are you going to move on, or are we going to do this first?
I was gonna bounce over to the other
Husky.
people so they have a.
All right, let's bounce over to them, and then when we come back, I'll
I'm gonna do something real quick.
Yeah,
I'll chat in
so
a second.
this natural wine owner is talking to you.
Yeah. So I just say, you're not who I came here to talk to.
So I'm
Phil, do you do anything?
yeah, I've kind of positioned myself. I'm still trying to kind of listen to Saxon and our target, whose name I totally remember and didn't forget already, in the corner here.
Tatia Travian.
And I'm just kind of listening to their conversation, more so listening for one of those moments where they kind of start to laugh, like someone said something funny.
Okay, make a perception check. Oh, nat 20. You find the perfect moment where Saxon slips up in his like practiced demeanor, where he says something slightly offensive but doesn't know that he did. And that is your perfect in if you wanted to butt into the conversation, where Tatia kind of like takes a step back and like you just see on her face just kind of twinge, like, what was that?
Yeah. So I slide my way over. I kind of let big booming laugh out and kind of slap, playfully slap Saxon on the shoulder, just kind of, making a joke of it and laughing about it. And I pull out a flask and I just kind of offer everyone, like I had collected a couple of flasks of like local liquors.
Okay. If you did that, knock off 1 gold.
Okay.
If you bought that.
Yep. To try, good morrow, friends, and harkening back, as I've put these clothes on and spent a little time in the room, Thel, once upon a time as a general in his king's court back in his homeland, did have to frequent things like this and rub elbows and schmooze to maintain his, well, not his focus, but has done stuff like this before. So he kind of just is like, you know what, I'm going to lean into this, and I'm just, I might be a little rusty, Perfect. But let's go.
Yeah. So you've got your in. Carrick, make a persuasion check when you say you're not who I'm. No, maybe. You can choose persuasion or intimidation. I think they're the same at -2.
They are.
So roll either of them. Thel just kind of bails on you because he found his in. She looks at you and grabs you on the shoulder and says, I might not be who you came to talk to, but I'm the person you want to talk to now. And just starts talking to you about their business. And you are like somehow just locked into this conversation. Like every time you like try and like signal something, like you're just stuck. You are just stuck in a way that you have never been stuck socially ever. Normally you just walk away. You can't walk away from this person. It's like the person that like you take like a step to the right and they take a step to the like this person is not great. You do find out that their name is Sasha. Just Sasha. There's no last name. They tell you about how that makes their wine more mysterious when it's just made by someone named Sasha.
This is my worst nightmare.
I think this is your worst nightmare as a character and
how's your day going, Husky?
And yeah, you are for all intents and purposes stuck because you have rolled a 1 and a 4 to try to handle this. Luckily, Thel, you are with that group and you offer this alcohol to people. And Saxon, when you clap Saxon on the shoulder, just as a reminder, he is about the height of August. Do you do anything? Do you just like try and be like jovial or that, or do you do anything like kind of disparaging to him?
Yeah, I mean, I totally well-intentioned, but yeah, maybe just misjudging his size a little bit. So I don't knock him over, but
but he missed the step when you clap him on the back.
Yeah.
Or make a strength check to see how hard you hit him. There's no bad roll you can do here. Yeah, 12 is perfect. You know exactly how strong you are. Hit him on the back. He kind of like takes a step forward, and like sloshes his drink a little bit. He goes, "Oh, good to see you." And you can tell you need a passive insight of 1 to know that he's pissed about this. But yeah, you have your in with Tatya, and she looks at you and like, "Oh, what a big man you are." Maybe I was just talking to these people about some problems I've been having, and a big man like you might be able to do the trick. And she kind of, and this girl, like you can tell, is just frazzled, just completely frazzled, and just and it looks like you must be here on business with Ophelia, unless you're with these guys, because they also have the same little badges for the Mardoon family. And she says, well, maybe you guys can work together and help me out. And she just smiles. at both of you. She's like, no, and then so it kind of like drops the gaze and like, I was just telling them, we've been having murders in my camp, and she like almost like drops the pleasantries and goes straight to business and goes, people have been being murdered at my camp. My camp, no one will work at. If this camp does not go good, I do not get to do the things I want to do, and instead I have to go out there and manage this camp and get more people to work at this camp. Please, can you help?
Say no more, dear. Say no more.
Yes, I kind of did that wrong. Like, she says, please, can you help? But also, she's like, I can't offer to both of you because it sounds like, or who are you working for, sir? Are you here for Rufus and Rufus's help, or someone else?
Red dot lady, who I also names I didn't forget at all. Ophelia, yeah.
Ophelia, yes.
Yes, we're here, on behalf of our clear mutual friend Ophelia. She trusts our skills and has brought us here, obviously to connect and make work. And
she rubs her head like, why does it always have to be so hard? Because I know why they have people like you here. It's to get our favor. But I need a favor. You know what? I'll back one of them if you do something. Go find my brother. And she just like says, go find my brother. And that is all that you get from her. She's like, you come back with what he has, we're good. You get the job. And immediately as that happened, Saxon just runs over into the middle of the floor and starts looking around. So you have been given your task of finding her brother, who you do not know anything about. And says,
is she gone? Can I? What does he look like?
It's not a game if I give you info. And then walks up, then like walks over to, I don't know, walks up the stairs. She goes to the powder room. She's over here. She's gone. You guys can't see her anymore, right? Those rooms are black.
Yeah, I don't see her.
Yeah. Okay, and she just walks away, and Guile just looks confused. And this all went so quick, and you feel this lady that you just interacted with is on such a short, thin rope that's all you're getting. And yep, and they move out to the middle of the floor to start looking at things.
How big is Guile? Is he what is he's not like a halfling? Like Saxon?
Guile is a tiefling. And probably, 5'8", normal size person. They're an obvious bard. They have a lute on their back. I don't know if I said lute, but yeah, if Saxon leaves too fast for you to do anything, if there's something that you wanted to do to Guile before they left, you can.
No, I don't think so.
And Carrick, whatever the next thing is, you have one more round of having to talk to this natural wine person.
Okay.
And then you can escape.
Okay.
Let's see. So, yeah, you guys, now we'll switch back to the other group. You're cooking.
Hang on. Before we start cooking, I pull out of my pack for Christopher. I said, Christopher, I have a gift for you. And I pull out a knife and a cutting board specifically for him. I say, this might not look like much, but trust me, if you use this knife on this board, you'll never have to sharpen it again. And then I also pull out some ingredients and I hand them over. I say, use these berries. If you cook them properly, these berries will make him smarter and he will go with us. I promise you that. So I give you this knife and cutting board, and you have these smashed potatoes and these Mary berries.
Yep, and I can what that is. Send what those are. Give me a minute. Or do you? I gave you the actual description.
Yeah, I have it. I'm gonna send them just in the chat.
Yeah, perfect.
And you have 5 of each.
All right, doing a little.
And the cutting board is a magical knife cutting board. As long as the knife is being used on that cutting board, it will never dull.
All right. So I guess a little braised pork belly with a little berry jam to go with it, a little charcuterie. I've got some fine cheeses to just throw in there too. So, and some.
You're able to
salami.
make an investigation check for the cheese that might be in this kitchen.
I have some cheese on me.
Oh, you do? Okay. Oh no, you did from the. That is what you got at the compound underneath. That's all you could find was the cheese board. That's funny.
Yep. So just whipping up a charcuterie.
Okay.
With some braised pork belly, and these. I'll look for some crackers, I guess. I don't know if I have crackers on me.
Yeah, make an investigation check for crackers. No, there are no crackers.
Oh
well. Okay, yeah, you bring this out. I would say because of these items and all of this, make a nature check. I don't know.
I think you usually do performance.
I normally do performance, but it's a performance check. But as long as I need to add a tool. Do you have cooking utensils as a tool?
Yeah, I do.
Yes. So do that. I think I gave you proficiency with it. So you roll a d20 and add 12 on this cooking check. You get an extra, and do it with advantage.
I don't know, 15, 12?
So 15 plus 12 is a 27. This thing fucking rules. These berries, knock off that you used just one of them. We'll say like you made there was like a jelly, and like you use this to zhuzh up the jelly. And you bring it out, and it is like the perfect amount of sweet to the cheese. You have a nice like sharp cheese in there. You also have like a little like funky cheese that the jelly is just enough to cut the funkiness, especially because it's been in like your back pocket. So it makes the cheese back to what it was good again. And he's like, you give this to Jagoda, and he's like, well, fuck me. And he looks at the other two people, he's like, you're out. This guy's coming with me, because if I'm eating like this on a hunt, I'm gonna feel good. And you guys escaped having to fight these people by cooking.
Is there any way we can is there anything we can do to like prove that Jagoda is smarter for the next 24 hours?
I will say, if you guys
wiser,
he will be an active party member.
Okay, cool.
Doing roles with you. And I'll say, and I'll give it, just because it's more fun. Like, it is supposed to be for the next 24 hours. We'll probably give it like a bit longer than that. So yes, he is. There's an active benefit to this as well. So, and Ferris and Turf just like look at each other, like, what the fuck just happened? Do you offer them any food?
Yeah, I actually, well, I'm gonna ask Christopher if I can have some.
Well, just no berries. Yeah, we'll eat all the berry stuff.
Yes, and the two of you also have advantage on wisdom and intelligence checks for the next 24 hours, or 40. We'll just round it up and say 48 hours.
Okay, so I think what I would like to do is take a plate. Like Christopher and I will have some, but then I'll take one over to them and drop it in front of them.
Like just drop it on the floor in front of them?
Yeah, I'm very petty with these people.
They just look at you and look down at the food, and they're gonna make. I get to roll something. They're going to make a save. Oh, they save. They know you're going to them, and they just kind of kick it at you.
Okay.
Like they rolled a 17 and a 20. So
yeah.
they with those rolls, you realize like these people like are indoctrinated or something with Saxon. Like they dislike you just as much as you dislike them. There is a true, honestly, after you did that, there's a true, not now a true disdain for you. Like you might have been like kind of like there's this guy that we don't like, and now they truly dislike you because
cool.
I just
laughed.
You just showed them up because I think when they said like a wrestling match, like Ferris for sure was like cracking knuckles, like getting ready, and Turf was like kind of like looking through a small pamphlet to like maybe look at spells he might cast, and then you won by cooking. For this guy that looks like he's not a good dude that cares about cooking. Imagine like a 7'2" guy, 330, just going like, yes, the berry jam.
I love that.
Okay, so for all intents and purposes, Jagoda is kind of willing to give you the job if you want it. And we'll switch back to the other people. Fel, what do you want to do? Because Carrick is still locked in great conversation about orange natural wine and about how much better it is than wines from grapes because it's made from things that aren't farmed but found.
Can I like make just the smell of horse shit waft over here with prestidigitation? Just like literally anything.
Make an Arcana check. A 24. Amazingly, this waft of horse shit goes around, and the like two guys that are here like sprint away. But because your other two rolls were so bad, this lady goes like, someone must have uncorked one of my wines. Like, and she actually like looks behind and like sees one uncorked, like perfect, and pours you a glass.
Oh.
It's a good fun joke, but yeah, your other two rolls were so bad that you can't get out. You can't get out of this one.
Okay.
Now I'll give you a little bit is in this case, because of a 24, Guile is a little bit distracted. They might have a little penalty on any roll they make by this weird horseshit smell that came.
I'm just standing over there like, what the fuck is that?
Okay. So what make a history check, Phil, to see if you have any sort of idea of who this person's brother might be. None. Absolutely none. All that you know is that they must be a male appearing thing. That's all you got. So do that, and now what do you do? You see Ophelia kind of in the middle of the room talking with people. Your friends, Christopher had just come out with this plate of meat
I just kind of shake my head, not surprised he's around food again.
And yeah, so
yeah, so I guess I kind of briskly walk my way over here and kind of come up sort of behind these guys as they're looking around, and I put my hands kind of to like just kind of grab their shoulders and like tap them on the back. So like, well, nothing like a little hardy competition, lads. But while I kind of put my hand there, I kind of grab both of their collars so they can't run away from me too quickly. Like, so if you can just tell me what he looks like, and I'll just be on my way.
So first, make a strength check, or make 2 attack rolls, strength-based attack rolls. So it'd be what, +8. 2d20 +8.
Okay.
So
right.
you get a hold of Guile for sure. Saxon ducks under you and kind of moves up a bit and starts looking. And now go ahead and make an intimidation check on Guile. Oofa doofa. Man, that wafting shit smell helped because she had a 12 as well. And that -2 that she gets because of the horse smell confusion. She just kind of like just like, oh shit, this guy's gonna, or I do not actually know I don't know if I gave Guile a gender, but yeah, they like kind of look at you and like, I don't know. I just know the whole Trabian family is a bunch of half-elves, and that his name is dumb as hell and it's Zorko. Guys, I did not make up that name. That is the name in the book, is Zorko. Zorko Trabian. So that's what you got. You have that he's a halfling. I would say none of the tiles, ignore the tiles. These are just people that I put on there. Zorko is not on this board. Like, as far as like someone that you could just like, oh, that person looks like a half elf, I'm gonna go talk to them. It'd be more skills based. The people are just there to make it look like it's a full room. Okay, yeah, you got that. And now, Carrick, if you do something, you can get away from this person. I don't know if you actually know that you're looking for something, but you did see everyone's kind of scramble. But you have to give me how you get out of this conversation, and then you are out of this conversation. She just poured you a glass of her natural wine.
Okay. I take a sip of the wine and I say, this is trash. I drop the wine on the ground and I say, please stop talking to me or I will kill you.
Okay. No matter what you roll here, roll an intimidation check just to see what her reaction is. Okay, on a 15, it is right on the edge where she looks at you and she's like, I'll get you someday. And walks away. And you can write down that you have Sasha's after Carrick. She doesn't believe your threat as much as she's like, I get it. Sometimes things are too strong, and walks away. Yeah, if you want to put down something in your bonds and things, you have Sasha who be horny for you.
Oh, that kind of she wants to get me.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, she doesn't want to kill you. She
wants to bang me. Oh, wow. This could go interesting.
That wizard hat's just, you know.
And she's like, wait for the mushrooms in there to kick in, and walk away. And yeah, you guys are in a place that's not about legitimate business. Yeah, so you're able to catch up with Fel there, and he quickly informs you that we're looking for a half-elf named Zorko. You have an action to do anything that you would want to.
Me?
Yeah.
Sorry, I have no idea what's going on, right?
You no, if you run up to Fel, he can tell you fastly enough that you're looking for a half-elf named Zorko, and you see Saxon like almost like weaving through the crowd, like very nimble, also very small, like able to fit through those like where we would be pushing people over, he's like not even touching people and moving super quick.
Okay.
And he's running over towards you'd say he's like 3/4 of the way running over towards where you know Rufus was before. Or make a perception check to see if you clock that. Ooh. If you don't get a natural 20, you aren't going to do it because he got an 18 and his stealth is like plus a trillion. Yeah, you don't see where he goes. So just assume that you can see Saxon on there. Or go ahead and you make a perception check as well, Fel. You need to get a natural 20. You don't. You do not know where Saxon went. Yeah, Saxon is over. Yeah. You don't know. Yeah, what do you guys do? Or what do you do, Carrick?
We're looking for a half-elf, and I know the name. Is that right?
Yes, you know the name is Zorko.
Zorko. So I cast minor illusion, and up here on the balcony, there's an illusion of a figure yelling, "My name is Zorko."
Can the illusion make the noise?
Yes.
So I would ask this: what is the maximum size of minor illusion?
The maximum size. $5 foot.
Okay, so you have a 5 foot half elf that yells, "My name is Zorko." Make an Arcana check with Now this is good. Make an Arcana check. See how convincing
this is the most insane shit.
Everything about this has been insane. This was supposed to be like a simple, like, you guys go and fight people. Nope, we're gonna cook. And this hunt that I made up, I am making up 100% off the top of my head right now because I forgot that I didn't write it. Because I wrote this part of this adventure, I wrote a month and a half ago. So this is going exactly to plan.
That's to say, there's no fucking plan.
So yes, your Arcana check, it is 12. You try and make this as big as you can, and in doing so, this looks like a weird Slender Man version of a half elf. Like you're trying to extend it because you know that half elves generally are, on the taller side. So you're like, I'm gonna try and push it to 5'2", but it just like hits that weird like uncanny valley of what something should look like, and they yell out, "I am Jorko." And here we'll make a yeah, both of the other two people that are with you look at that and go like, that's the bullshit. Okay. Yeah, so Felix and Christopher, make a you are kind of like ending your like Jagoda's offered you the job and just started to talk about it, but make a perception check to see if you notice anything about your friends. Christopher,
this side of the table has some hot dice.
Christopher, you see it, but Jagoda's really interested in talking with you, especially like about hunting and about this like dish that you made. Like technically, like I think your background is an outlander, so you actually have a lot in common with Jagoda as far as being a half orc, being living off the land, those things. So he really has taken a shine to you and is talking to you. You notice something, but Felix, they're kind of like in their talk. You see Carrick obviously cast some magic, and like you're able to join in with them. Christopher, you might be able to in the next round, or you can just keep eating and hanging with Jagoda. So Felix, I'll give you a turn to let's see how, even with a perception check, make a history check to see if you could put together that Jorko means Zorko and you know who that is. Nah. It was a high one.
You said Zorko means what?
No, so the illusion did not look good, and it said Jorko.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So yeah, you don't totally know what's happening, except for 21 perception. No, you would not have seen Saxon running through the crowd, because I think his stealth check was a 28.
Okay.
He's invisible, so you don't see that. Who I assume you've been kind of trying to keep some eye on him the entire time.
Yeah, I think that's probably
fair. But yeah, you do not know where he is, but you do know that your other friends are doing something wild right now. We'll go back to Fel. Fel, what are you doing? You have a hold on Guile, and they cannot move as long as you hold them.
Yeah, I'm pondering if I had the forethought. I really want to take a crossbow bolt and like stick it through his collar and stick him on something so that he can't run away.
Make a wisdom check to think if you thought to bring that. An 11, I don't think that's going to do it. I think you instinctively go to grab something. You do have your dagger. You could post your dagger through something, but I would say in this case, if you want to use that dagger is gone forever.
Yeah.
So you can do what you want to.
What is he wearing?
Make an attempt with what you want to, but you'll lose your dagger doing it.
What is he wearing? The guy I have a hold of.
The guy you have a hold of is in this kind of like nice orange cape, like thick banded here, orange cape with just like a very tight fitting like leather cross suit and pants and like knee high leather boots.
Okay, so I totally flip his cape up over his head, so he can then push him at these people in front of me.
Okay, make an attack roll. Make an unarmed attack roll. So I think it's the same. I think it's 5 + 3 + a d20. What is Guile's AC? I can't imagine it's above like 12. What'd you roll?
27.
I'm going to make a couple dexterity throws. You get a 27. There, by the way, Guile's armor class is 13. So you doubled it. You shove Guile into these people, and they are in a clutter. Make a sleight of hand check on top of this. Yeah, and no one knows that you did it. They think this drunk person tripped. And there's this clutter of people down. Guile, for all intents and purposes, is out for the next 2 rounds. Guile actually takes 6 points of damage.
Did I hit him hard enough? Accidentally killed him at a party. Whoops.
No, but they hit their head on the corner and are just kind of, their bells rung. They're considered stunned for 2 rounds. Okay, and with that, I'll let you make a perception check too, because that roll was so good. No, actually, no, that was your turn. You got rid of a person in this hunt, so I think that's a fair enough amount of things you did in 6 seconds. Now we'll go to Carrick. What are you gonna do?
Oh man. We still have no idea where this person is. We're basically just like fighting the people that we're up against at this point.
That's kind of I think that's the approach that Thel took.
I mean, it's all in good fun. It's just a little healthy competition, and I didn't try and kill him. I could have just tried to stab him in the side of the neck.
Do I even see a half-elf in this room?
Make a... from where you are standing, you would be doing it with disadvantage, which can make a perception check. Because you're in it's a crowded room.
Okay, well,
if you can figure out how to get a better vantage point, then
maybe is this like up on this banister going to be a little bit better?
Are you going to jump up and stand on the banister?
Yes.
Then make an acrobatics check. You fall off the banister and take 4 damage as you eat shit. You eat shit right to here.
Okay.
And now you are on the floor. So I am going to home rule that you need to roll a perception check with a double disadvantage. Roll 3 dice and take the lowest. Whoa, up by 5 each time. Yeah. I will tell you, on a 10, you see boots. Okay. Well. With that, okay. Well, I need to pull up a character sheet. Oh, wow. He has +0 to perception. But still with a 15, I'll narrate for them. Saxon knows where he's going. Felix, I would allow you, you still don't know what's going on, but you have enough history with Saxon. You can make a check to see if you know where if you clock him.
Do Felix
you need a natural 20. You need a natural 20. Did I say it's Felix specifically can try and catch where
Felix and Christopher typically have the earrings in, right? Did we have the wherewithal to split them up, or did we just?
No, there's no way that you would do that. That's kind of been like you guys have had those long enough to say like this is how we think it should work. Or I could say if you guys you guys came into this party and kind of like immediately had to go to work, I don't think that you would have thought to split them up like that. I mean, we could roll for it, but in my mind, I don't think you would have.
That's what I was thinking. I just wanted to ask.
Yeah. So Saxon rolled a natural 20, so you need to get a natural 20 to even have a chance. Saxon is fucking invisible.
Nope.
Yeah. Saxon has a +7. Yeah, he has a 27. So I thought he had a +10, but no, you do not see. You're still confused because like just above you, you just saw Carrick try to jump on a banister and fall.
You're muted.
I'm gonna say, like, can I say that I go over to Carrick and try to figure out what the hell he's trying to do as I'm looking for Saxon.
Yeah, so you're able to go over there and you find out that they are looking for a half-elf named Zorko. Make a history check to know if you have any clue. Or did I already do this for you?
No, you did.
No, because he didn't even know if it was Jorko or Zorko.
Okay,
yeah.
Yes. Now make a history check now to see if you have any clue who's Zorko. Nope. No. Yeah, you're new to town. Okay.
So now I have the same amount of information as Carrick and Bell.
Yep. Okay, so I think Christopher, do you want to be part of this, or are you good just talking with Jagoda?
I don't know. Should I just do like a look over to see if they're eyeing me, or we will just give one glance over to see if anybody's kind of summoning me, or?
I don't think anyone would be summoning you.
Okay, so yeah, we're just talking about.
Yeah, I don't think. I think you saw Carrick fall, but Felix went over. Like, okay. If you wanted to, I should say, if you wanted to break away, I could have you make a check to break away.
Nah, we're just talking about pigs and arrows and stuff.
No, you're just vibing. You're having a good time. He sees your bag. Would you have brought your bagpipe to this?
I think I always have. Like, I'm always looking to.
You're always strapped with that bagpipe.
Oh yeah.
There is, if you want to, there is these two people up in the top left corner are playing a piano and kind of a fiddle. If you wanted to go join, so.
You just like, you thought my cooking was good. Wait till you check this out.
Anyways, Fel, you essentially have this round to do something. Make a. You need a natural 20 on the perception check to see Saxon, who Saxon knows who he's looking for and is going towards them. I just don't know. I think you guys are kind of in a hard spot right now because Saxon rolled really well on everything. But unless you have something weird that you want to do to try to find Zorko.
Could I ask I don't know. That's the only
thing
I can
think. You would not
of.
know that anyone is looking for this man named Zorko.
Yeah, okay.
Does Felix yet know that he's looking for Zorko?
I just found out.
Okay.
So, yeah,
I guess in my biggest, bestest, friendliest, partiest voice that I could put together, flask in hand, I just yell out for Zorko, his last name I definitely remember and didn't already forget. My friend, come have a drink with me, and then I'll just persuasion check the room at large with a very loud yell.
Okay. I mean, it's not a bad check, but not enough to go over the room to have a guy that, and we'll just play the rest of this out real quick. A guy that is down kind of here. Hear you from up there. Saxon, at this point, and all of you know, and everything kind of is slowing down. You see Saxon talking to this person in the corner, put together that is Zorko, and you see him like flipping a little coin and giving just that smirk that is just so superior. The same thing that he was doing when he walked out of the estate when you guys first got there, and just kind of laughs. And and he walks by Felix and says, like, we'll be taking this job. Please don't steal another one from us. And just he says that as in passing. Like, you can say something back or...
Can I, okay. I'm gonna put something out there because now he's with Zorko, right?
No, he got something. Zorko is still down talking with people down in this corner.
I thought the goal was to get him to... Oh, he got something from Zorko.
He was supposed to get like a family... Like, this is a... Like,
okay.
To say, like, give context, this is a game that Tatya and Zorko will play.
Got it.
With it's like a way of proving yourself. Strangers proving themselves is, hey, find my friend.
Got it. Okay.
Or find my
That's
brother.
not gonna. And he's not like showing it off or anything like that, is he?
The item he's flipping. He's doing like that coin trick. Everyone loves doing cool finger tricks in this world because it's how you show that you're cocky.
Okay. Can I take off my snake ascot thing and command it to go over to Saxon,
Mm-hmm.
And see if I can distract him enough to where he drops this thing.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what opposed checks these would be. He will have... Are you trying to scare him with the snake or trying to confuse him with the snake?
I think scare him and just like...
Okay.
Like, it's very sudden. Like, it would be confusing regardless.
Yeah, so he's going to make an insight check. And it would... I will set the DC based off of... How do you say this? What are snake stats? How are you making this snake scary? Is it just sudden? Just give me
no, I think like so no, like imagine I put it on the ground or whatever, and I commanded it to go up to like start crawling up his leg or something.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just give him an insight check. There's no way to bonus this. It's his, like, how well can he keep his thought? He gets a 4. Yeah, he fumbles that coin for a second. Make a sleight of hand check to catch it. You catch the coin. What are you going to do with it?
I'm going to pocket it. I'm going to pocket it, pick up, and
in every way,
you know what?
If you have it, he knows you have it.
Yeah.
Or let's see if he... Yeah, he knows you have it.
Where? Okay, sorry. I'm looking at the map, just trying to get an idea of like where everyone is at this point.
Let me put Saxon. So, as Saxon, yeah, his 2 friends, Guile is still like just clowned down on in a pile, but his 3 people are around you as he is walking by to be shitty. So they would all see you get this coin if you got it.
Okay, so I got the coin. Can I yell to Fel to catch and toss him the coin?
Yeah, I'll say with an 18, make a dexterity check, and both of you guys make dexterity checks to see how good this exchange is. Okay, you're good on. You pass that one. Ooh, you do not catch it, and that is going to give Saxon's confused. That is going to give okay, I'll say, Christopher, are you still just vibing, or when they all kind of gather around Felix, do you exit?
I think I'm getting a sense that there's yelling and stuff going on. So it was good. It was a good talk, but yeah, we're
okay. So you see Felix throw this item. You have no clue what it's for. Absolutely no clue. You see Ferris start to run. Do you do anything to react to that? Or do you chase the coin? Like, what do you do here? You just see Ferris and Turf start to like butt their way through over as you see like as the coin's in the air and like Thel's cape gets kind of caught up, so you know he's not going to be far from it, but isn't going to be able to get an arm up to catch it.
So do I see the coin?
The coin is like hovering right here in
Flying
the air.
Towards me.
Or make a perception. You saw something thrown. Let's see how well you can pull. Because it's a coin. It's not like they're throwing a baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you see the item flying through the air.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for it, I guess.
Are you just gonna jump and grab it out of the air?
Yep. We're Air Jordaning. Yep.
You plant your foot, make an athletics check with advantage. You do a, what at this point is 5, 10, 15, a 15-foot leap interception, land up here with the coin in your hand. You have no clue what it's used for. You just know that you saw your friend throw it to another person.
I just in the earrings tell him find Tati. Has she come back? Is she just missing forever?
Oh no, she at this point has like we'll just say she's been sitting listening to music for a while, watching all of this happen. She just left for like powder her nose and come back.
And did sorry, I'm not trying. I'm just trying to make sure I have a full understanding. Does he know what she looks like? Based on like
she was pointed out, but specifically, that's when you guys were deciding like who's going to go where.
Then I am going to tell Christopher via the earrings to take the coin to Tatia. I've got to get the fuck out of here.
And I'm like pointing at her, and then I turn around. I got to be an offensive lineman and block some wiggly motherfuckers here in a second.
And I am going to try and get away from these three people.
Yeah, make a dexterity saving throw. Or Carrick, we'll give it to Carrick. So Sel, you're running over there to play defense. Carrick is laying on the floor, and you just see these three people surrounding your friend. We're gonna say that these people backed up. Like some chaos happened. Like everyone, like this is baffling. Like this looks like some schoolyard bullshit of people competing. That they aren't like flummoxed by it, but they haven't seen something like this in a while. Guys, this is going so much more fun than I thought it was. This was supposed to be like a solid like 30 minutes of us like figure out how we get to the next adventure. Which is essentially how Felix and Christopher did it. But yeah, so Carrick, is there anything you want to do from the floor as you see these three people on the ground?
I cast Sleet Storm over the top of all of them.
How big of a thing is Sleet Storm?
It's a 40-foot radius.
that will cover pretty much all of this dance floor. Okay. That is 80 feet.
Okay.
Oh, you're doing it anyway. Okay. Let me make a bunch of. What does Sleet Storm do? Does it do damage?
It does not do damage.
Okay. If it does damage, it will kill 3/4 of this room.
No, it doesn't do damage. But it covers. So basically, freezing rain and sleet fall obscures the area and covers the ground in ice. Everybody has to make a dexterity saving throw, and if they fail, they fall prone.
Okay, I would say if you wanted to, you could probably angle it. Where's my measurement? Where's my measuring tape? You could probably angle it to be about here.
Yeah, okay.
And at that, or even if you did it here, you would be hitting pretty much everyone in the center of that room, but you would miss Felix.
Yeah, if you'll allow that, then that's what I want to do.
Yeah, I'll allow you to put it into that wall over there. Make a perception check to see if you can see that wall. Because you're on the floor. I guess you could stand up. Never mind. You can stand up.
Okay.
So yeah, you do that, and we will do a dexterity saving throw for Jagoda. He falls. Turf stands up. Not Turf. Ferris. What's your spell save DC?
16.
16. Is it 16 now? Because if you're using your book, it went up by 1.
Does the book do that? I think I did change that.
Well, it's 8, so it should be 8 plus your spellcasting modifier, which would be 4, so 12 plus. Yeah, it's 16 is right. Yeah. So Turf saves, and let's see if that Saxon falls on his ass. And then everyone else on the dance floor. Ophelia. Oh, we'll roll for Ophelia. You might have knocked down Ophelia. Ophelia falls down. Everyone on the dance floor falls down. And there is a weird amount of sleet and ice. Felix, what are you going to do now?
I'm going to stand up and run away.
Okay. Do you take the disengage action, or your bonus action? You disengage, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna disengage and just kind of try and make my way up to, like, I guess, Tatya.
Okay. Yeah. So at this time, you and Christopher get to Tatya at the same time, and other people are on their ass. How long does a sleep storm just like it happens, or is it like something you concentrate on?
It's concentration up to a minute.
Okay, are you going to keep the sleep storm happening, or was this like a surprise and let people?
It was like a surprise one and done.
Okay, and yeah, so you immediately cancel it. And there's just some weird ice and water on the floor that everyone is confused by. And
definitely. So who of the 3 by Carrick were knocked over?
Only Saxon fell over. The other 2 are still up.
Because it's a real shame that I was sprinting at them, and then I probably will hit ice.
If you stopped right there, like, you would see the ice falling. Make a dexterity. Just make a dexterity.
Well, no, I'm just gonna say it this way. Oh no, there was ice. So I kind of controlled accidentally slide on it. Just.
Okay, so it looks like, okay.
Anyone watching would be like, oh, he just slipped, but.
No, make a performance check. Yes, everyone believes that. Everyone is confused right now. Everyone slipped and fell down, and then you fell down, but you were part of the group that looks like that's where it came from, falling down.
What weird dance is this?
Confused. It's like, whoops.
So am I just on top of Saxon?
Let's see. He'll make a dex. He's on the ground. Yes, you slip and are sliding towards him. He rolls 19. He rolls out of the way a bit, so you don't land on top of him. So, but he looks at you, and like you don't know Saxon very well, but he's glaring daggers at you.
And I'm just like half upside down on these stairs, just kind of laughing. Just like, woo!
Just laughing. Jagoda, who's getting up off of his feet, just says, "Yes! Party!" Okay. Yeah, that kind of, you guys get to Tachiashi and Christopher, you can like hand the coin to her. It's this like cool coin that has a symbol. Make a religion check if you want to know what the religious symbol on it is.
Yeah, sure, why not? 13.
Now 13, and what do you get, Christopher?
I don't think I've ever done
a religion check. 13 or 14, like you think like it's not something you know a lot about, but you've seen this symbol. It's the symbol of the change bringer.
Sweet. Okay, cool. So I just handed the coin and say, my friends told me that you were looking for this.
And she looks at you like, well, good job. I don't know if I totally like the chaos, but you did win. So I was like, I assume you're working with Ophelia. I let me go talk to her. And so then she gets up, takes the coin, and the slate's kind of like burned off. It's still, you're still like high part of summer, so it's warm in this room, especially with all the people, even as far north as you are. The amount of people here, the sleet kind of burns off, and everyone kind of is confused or happy. Some people are a little bit pissed that their clothes are now wet, but yeah, that ends that. And the like Jagoda is, it's like, I'll send someone to talk to Ophelia, but let me know by the end of the party if you want to join on the hunt. I'd love to have you. And Tatia goes and talks with Ophelia, and later she comes to you and says like, well, Ophelia, although your brazenness and your chaotic nature is willing to offer you the job, just know that you'll need to be a lot more delicate if you do that job. I don't know. Jagoda seems like he fucking loves you though. But it's up to you guys. I think either one would definitely go a long way for me to win this thing in a couple weeks. So you guys can deliberate for a little bit. The dance is going to start here in an hour or so. Eat some food, keep talking with the other people around here, and maybe look to someone that you might want to steal from. And she winks because she tells you about the dance is like this, like I said earlier, like this thing where you dance, but it's also under the guise of people like trying to one up each other with what they steal from each other. So yeah, that ends that. And you guys can talk about what you want to do next. You have your pick. You have a great hunt or a kind of like solve a mystery of a cave that is, or of a excavation site that's having murders at it.
Oh, what do you guys want to do? Truly, I all I care about is that Saxon didn't get either of these jobs.
Yeah.
Good with either. Got a musket though to try out this hunt. Test out the new musket.
All right, I'm in for the hunt. I think Jagoda's cool as hell.
Yes, you guys.
Tatia put you on a wild goose chase with literally no clues. Imagine what Jagoda's gonna be like. Yo, this is the beast we're after. This is where they're at. Whereas Tatia's be like, I don't know, there's some magic over there.
Yeah, so you guys are gonna go with Jagoda?
This is an either or. You can't finagle an and.
No, this is definitely not an and.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Jagoda sounds. He seems more up our alley right now. Especially after she, we did cause some chaos, and
I think she was like half like after all of that, like you guys won, so I'll give you right of first refusal. But like, man, that is not how I thought this was gonna go, because Scott, the DM, did not think that was how it was gonna go.
And that's D&D.
And that is my job. Yeah, so you guys can go. Ophelia goes and shakes hands with Jagoda, kind of like sets up the deal, like essentially like, hey, we do this for you. I have your vote and the vote of all of the people that you work with. Jagoda's like, sounds fucking good to me. People don't want to go on this hunt and everyone calls me a shithead. I prove that we can make money out there with the monsters we can find. I'm good. And so a deal is struck. Cool, like predator handshake is done. And in that moment, like when you see the predator handshake that she does with Jagoda, like Ophelia is a slight tiefling woman, like, but she commands a ton of respect from like everyone in this room. So, she is not someone to fuck with. Okay, so before the dance happens, Rufus and Ophelia stand up above Lord Anselm. These strangers stand up above or stand next to him. Give a short eulogy. Specifically, Ophelia speaks like, Lord Anselm led our family to be successful, but quite honestly, he led as far as he could with a more brutal or conniving hand. I look to move this family into the future to work better with you all, and while we'll always be disreputable, maybe get out of the things that in this age no longer need to be done. And then Rufus speaks that, and he's like, yes, we can all agree that, but we all know those pieces of shit, the Jagantoths, have left a vacuum of business that, quite honestly, our good Lord Anselm would have liked us to continue. So, you know what I say? Why fix what ain't broke? And they kind of give those remarks, and everyone just kind of gives a small clap. And that he's like, yeah. So they give their remarks about kind of like their very short political speeches to these people in the higher ups of these communities. And then they say, well, with that, let us all dance. And Ophelia winks and goes onto the floor and does this first little waltz dance as the music kicks up with Rufus, as like singing as still there while competing. They are still family. So yeah, what do people want to do during this dance? You can abstain, you can go in, or
I'm just gonna embarrass myself and my ancestors if I try to do anything sleight of hand, stealth, or dancing related. So I'm gonna nope the fuck out of this.
Yeah, but so you're able to at least keep a watch over the dance floor and maybe provide help to your friends.
I'm gonna give some inspiration and just jump right into the band.
Okay, so you go over
bagpiping.
to the band and talk to them and say like, "Hey, what do you say to the band?"
Oh, my usual, just going up, start tuning it. I don't know, fiddling with my little reeds and whatnot.
And they look at you and like, hey, you actually know what might be appropriate. And with that instrument specifically, like maybe we play a little funeral dirge for our deceased friend. And so like, go ahead and you kick it off, and we'll follow behind you. And the guy has like pulled out like a small drum, and the guy on the piano is like, okay, we'll follow your lead. Go ahead and give me a performance bagpipes check.
All right.
And this depending on how you do, is if people can add a D4 to the things.
Yeah. What? So I have the tool, the bagpipes. Do I just? And then
If you click that, and then it'll say what skill you want to use. I would say in a very rare case, and since it is a funeral dirge and it's just a very somber, slow but consistent, you can use Constitution instead of dexterity.
Cool. And then the berries, does that help? Which one? That was wisdom?
That is for wisdom and
intelligence
checks.
Okay. So I think Constitution is my best for that.
Yep.
All right. Normal. All right. Let's jam it up.
Damn. Damn.
All right.
This is such a somber tone that people like almost stop dancing and just listen to it and reflect on like the fact that they will die someday.
Just give an existential crisis.
Everyone has just a moment of realizing that. Everyone, if you are dancing or doing everyone from any check you want to do from here gets a D4. Sweet. Well, actually, we'll say with a 25, everyone gets a D6 added to whatever they want to do.
All right.
Hell yes. Okay, dope.
I would say Ferris is not dancing. Guile, although wanting to do the exact same thing that Christopher was doing, Bell is still fucking rung from being thrown so hard into a wall. So they're essentially out of commission for the rest of this. Saxon is dancing with Tatya, and Turf is just like that weird, like one person just vibing to themselves in the middle of a dance floor.
I'm also gonna kind of position myself kind of farther in the stage to give myself some space so I don't have anybody sneaking up behind me stealing stuff from me.
Oh yeah, so you're on the stage, and they like you kind of bring that up to the guys next to you, and they say, "Oh, don't worry. If they fuck with us, they're gonna be killed." and this guy that's pounding on the drum just kind of winks at you, and like that knowing wink of this guy doesn't give a fuck if he has to murder somebody. We have two of you guys. What are the other two of you doing?
I have a plan that I want to try.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Let's go. What do you have something you want to do, Carrick?
I can't imagine a situation where Carrick would want to join this dance.
Okay, so what do you do instead? Are you gonna watch out, or are you just gonna do your own thing?
I guess I'm gonna watch out.
Okay, so yeah, you go stand next to probably next to Thel over there, and just kind of watch out. And both of you guys make perception checks.
Plus a D6, right? Yeah.
Yeah, plus a D6. Did you roll your D6s and it's just taking a while to update?
Yeah, we rode. So Phil got a 19, I got a 13.
Oh no, but you gotta roll a D6 on top of that. So Phil gets a 20.
Oh.
And you get a 15. So between the both of you, and especially you, Phil, you have hawk eyes on this, and you see people genuinely are like taking something out of someone's pocket, or like someone might have had a dagger behind them, they take that, but it all seems like in good fun. Like, and even if sometimes the people notice, like they just like kind of slap the hand, it's not a fight, it's like this is a known thing. But I'll say because of those rolls, Felix, who is the only person participating in the dance, will have advantage on whatever he does. So I'm going to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the bathroom too. I'll be right back.
Great.
Woo-wee. How'd you feel this morning, TJ?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. You were feeling it at the tailgate.
What?
That's what you said to me. You're feeling the Ruppelmans.
Yeah. No, I was good by the time. Yeah.
By the time we left,
Like the time, like halftime, probably.
yeah. We got back to our house in like hot tub. So Ryan and I sat in the hot tub until 2.
Nice.
That was the choice. But and then like, oh, we'll watch a football game, then we'll go. And then like, oh yeah, there's no football games on. It's 10 o'clock. That was fun. I wish you were always sitting closer to us.
Yeah.
Which at least for the next game, we should make sure you trade with Ryan so you can come sit with us. Or sit with me. Alyssa's not coming. Now that we know the game is at 8. So we got back from the tailgate and my battery was dead after the game. So we ran to another guy, like, do you have jumper cables? And the guy's like, oh, this is from Costco. It is literally like a battery pack this big with jumper cable attached to it that can jump your car.
Got one of those. It's awesome.
It was the coolest thing. I'm like, well, I know what I'm getting next time I go to Costco.
We have
one. It's like $20.
Apparently, I'm just behind the time and did not know this thing exists. And it makes perfect sense, but
it's got like a phone charge, like USB connection too.
It's literally just a battery pack that can put out enough amperage to start a car.
Mm-hmm.
I also didn't know this thing existed.
Yeah, so the three of us were baffled.
I don't know how long you have to like how long until that thing is dead. Yeah. And then like you probably still want to have wheel jumper cables in there.
Yeah, it was very good to have that go that quickly. Because the guy started just walking over without his car. And like, don't we need a car? He's just walking over, like, I just saw like the pinchers of the cables. I'm like, are you gonna like connect it to your balls and jump it with your body? But okay. Yes, what are you gonna do, Felix?
I want to walk and make sure like I want to walk to what's his bucket here? What's his name? Turf
vibing.
He's vibing.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to try and slip off the necklace from around his neck.
Okay. Okay. Would Felix have, like, you, I think we said we know who these are, like, just how big of an affront this is on somebody?
Yes.
Okay. So it is, he wants, like, Felix is being exceptionally petty and shitty in this situation. And that's fine. I just wanted to, like, make sure you know, like, the ramifications, like, stealing someone's holy symbol.
That's fine.
Okay, perfect. Okay, well, let's see. I will roll Turf's perception check. I mean, honestly, oh my goodness, Turf has, that can't be right. This guy does not have 1 charisma. That should be an 11. Well, Turf's all fucked up. His sheet is not right. So Turf gets a +4 to his perception check. Oh, and first we'll roll for, since Ferris is watching as well, Ferris is going to offer him advantage to note, same as you guys, is watching out for their friends. So we'll do it we'll do it on the board. D20 +4. You need to beat a 16. You have advantage. Or no, he has advantage too. So hold on, let me roll one more time. You need to be a 16 to successfully steal this thing.
Okay.
In sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand. Okay, perfect.
Sleight of hand with advantage.
Oh, come on.
Holy oofa doofa.
Doesn't he also get a plus something?
You get plus a D6. You need a 2.
Well, then I really only need a 1 because.
No, because if the person you're stealing for is noticing you, not the other way around.
Oh, okay. So
you need a
D6.
You need a D6 and you need a 2 on it. At least a 2.
All right.
Perfect. 21. You're able to. How do you steal this from the guy that's like essentially like glow stick, like dancing to a funeral dirge? Like he looks like he is Fortnite dancing at a funeral.
I mean, I think I just use tricky fingers, so I don't know if it has to slip off or what. Because I can't show up in front of him, like, you know what I mean? So I was like behind him. I just kind of. unclasp or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. So you go. I'll say this: like, you first try to unclasp it, and that's like where the 15 part is, and you realize like this thing does not have a clasp; it is just a chain. But hold on. Someone is coming to buy something from me. Be right back. Hopefully.
I guess at this point, the point is don't fuck with Felix's family because he's not gonna fuck.
Is Ryan there? Ryan, are you there? Okay. I couldn't tell if his background had made him one of those FBI informants on a talk show that can't be seen, or
Throw in a voice modifier too.
oh, yeah, there he is.
Give me a second.
Are you waiting on me or do we lose Scott?
Scott's getting.
Somebody came to his door or something.
Oh. Like political knockers.
Is everyone just watching me run around my house?
Yeah. Where are you?
In my garage. No, Alyssa had people buying things from KSL today, so August. Oh no. So, anyways, yeah, you try to get that off his neck and you realize that, and then the guy's just like jumping, the things bobbling around, and you realize it's not the chain, but the actual like weird red vial that matters. And as it swings up, you like kind of like bump in and yank it off at the perfect timing to where other people had bumped into him. The guy's an absolute maniac on the dance floor, so he's used to bumping into people, and he just doesn't quite notice as you yank the holy symbol off of him. You don't know what this thing totally is. You just know it's the like source of the symbol of how he uses and does his magic. And yeah, and then when everyone else just kind of enjoys the dance. Do you guys stick around for longer, or Jagoda just says before you leave to come talk to him, and he'll give you the down low of what you'll be doing. and where to meet him. So is there anything else you guys want to do kind of before we get the brief from Jagoda and head out?
What's that?
I definitely don't want to pay any attention to this dancing any longer than necessary.
Okay. Yeah. Do you just go back to your room, or do you wait until everyone gathers up and he at least hears what Jagoda has to say?
I think I probably just like head back to my room.
You just kind of bail. You do an Irish goodbye and head out. Which, by the way, we have an uncle that just disappears sometimes. Like on Alyssa's side, like we will be full conversation, and then he'll get up like he's gonna go refresh a drink, and then just be gone for the night. And then everyone's like, "What happened? Where'd Brian go?" And he was upstairs doing a crossword. He's an interesting guy who said he was making $480,000 at his 10-year high school reunion.
Like he was telling people this?
He's incredibly private. We all know how much money he makes, like that he makes an insane amount of money, but he's always super private about it. And somehow we got that out of him at the tailgate at USC. And like, it's nice to finally know that we know that you're that rich and also very stingy. Because he's also like not someone that would have been lying about that amount. Real estate, that's where the money's at.
Oh.
Anything else anyone wants to do? Or just talk with Jagoda, share a little bit more pork belly, and head out.
Just talk with Jagoda and head out.
Okay. Perfect. So I think first before that, Ophelia like kind of goes up with you to Jagoda, and they shake hands, and she looks at you and nods, and also you cannot back, like if you have a contract signed with Ophelia, so like if you wanted to do some shifty business you could, but probably wouldn't be smart. Not that's the type of people you guys are. So Jagoda, I tell you, like, so about 20 miles northwest of town, the woods get a little fucked. They twist, they rot. We all just assume it's from something bad that the elves up in Malayasmere did some 300 some odd years ago. And I'm gonna go out with the crew because there's a monster out there, and honestly there's a lot of monsters out there that we could catch, but there's one that seems to be keeping people out from hunting up there. Don't totally know what it is. People have said it's black pockmarked, gross looking big lizard thing, but it's I think I get that I can and prove that it's a little bit safer to go hunt there. Like I'll finally get my good with the family, and we can expand our business a little bit. You know, I'm not an academic type, but a lot of people down south from the Solstice Academy and all that want to know about these creatures that are up here. They, quite frankly, you'll see an alligator that seems like an alligator around here that is not an alligator. They're rough, but but before I can do that, I got to prove that this is going to be worth it and think your help. I'm going to have my normal crew of some of the Grudge Gang come up with me, but quite frankly, I bet they'll die. So it'd be nice to have real backup. And he claps Christopher on the shoulder. This is your new best friend. Whether or not you're friends with him, he's best friends with you.
I so love how it's basically physically impossible not to talk about hunting without a twang.
No, yeah, I've got it. And this guy, and you're hunting in kind of like this weird wooded marshland, so it's got to be southeastern. And but yeah, so I'll tell you what. Just a final little test. I'm gonna be heading out. You guys come find us in the woods. We're gonna be about. He says to meet about 5 hours outside of Shady Creek to the northwest, where the road ends and the forest starts to twist. You'll find them there, where they're gonna set up kind of like an initial outpost, because you can get lost in the woods pretty easy. So they're going to like set up some sort of like landmark that goes above the trees that you could see from a distance. Like, think of like a giant flagpole, but that it's like we're gonna get out there, like I know you probably weren't ready for a hunt today, so get what you need and we'll meet you there. And it gives like rough directions and says, if you can't find me, then obviously I don't want you with me. Yeah, that's the end of the night. Ophelia, like as you guys walk, she walks with you back to your house. Like, I have some things to account for, but let me tell you, I do not give a shit if you find this monster that Jagoda thinks is out there and all that. He just needs to come back alive. If you go and defeat a monster, but Jagoda's not alive, that does absolutely dick for me. So if it's going to get too rough and he's not going to make it out, try and talk him out of it and get him home. Because it's our agreement that I worked out with him is not that this beast gets killed, but that within two weeks, he's back here and voting for me. So that's what you get there. And that's what we call foreshadowing. I just want to make sure that you know what the stakes are. Hold on 1 second. Lordy. Okay. Sorry, just real quick, a friend was texting me. Apparently at the press conference, Whittingham did say, y'all see Alabama lost? And winked at the camera. But
yes,
this is what? Yes, we
said yes, we saw.
No, this was something, because I was saying how much I hate the bettors getting mad at Utah for this, that, and the other thing for not winning. A guy like went on a rant on Twitter saying like, I cannot believe that Utah did not, so they covered, but he took a line bet of plus 25.5, and that safety that they got is what did it for him. He's like, why are they even fielding a punt? Why are they fielding a punt there? Like, they're obviously working with the bet line people, and like, you're gambling, dude. And not only are you gambling, you're gambling out of Antigua. Like, get off your own ass. It's just a funny thing. Sports bettors are the worst part of sports, because they don't like sports. They like betting.
Saw that Adam Sandler movie. Did you see that? Was it Uncut Gems?
Yeah.
And yeah, I think if I was ever gonna be a sports bettor, that was the end of that. That was just I was just uncomfortable the whole time. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. So yeah, Ophelia kind of gives you that information and says good night. And she's like, now that I know where you're going, she sets you up with enough food and provisions for you guys to pack up to like go on this 2-week adventure. She's kind of funding that part of it. If there's anything else you want to do to prepare in the morning, otherwise, yeah, you guys, when do you guys want to get up and head to find Jagoda?
I think maybe just as early as possible.
Yeah, as
They haven't really been
hunters
drinking.
do.
Yeah, is there anything else that you guys want to prepare now that you know that we're going out into these weird woods? Anything like that?
What
If
kind
not,
of like
I am not trying to lead you guys, but just is there anything else, any other things you want to buy and do just to prepare, since you know what you're going to go do? If not, yeah, you guys are easy enough to leave. And sure enough, like about 2, 3, 4 hours, this trail starts shrinking and the woods get a bit denser and it is green, but then the green of the leaves is slightly shifting to darker green, to almost black, to almost gray. And as you look at the woods that you guys are walking through, the trunks, like, you know, you're used to a straight up tree trunk, just almost kind of start contorting. And like, you're thinking of like a lodgepole pine, because you're up in like pine country. These aren't big deciduous trees most of the time. It's, you think of like a lodgepole pine going straight up, but it's like a lodgepole pine that will just crooked, like unnatural movements in these trees that are twisting up all around you. Like, obviously there's some level of magic like that affected these woods. Anything you guys would know is that something bad happened here a long time ago from your encyclopedias. But yeah, and so, but you are still having to track where this road is kind of gone now. And so anyone that wants to can make a survival check to try and track. You have been following like obviously fresh footprints, and there was at least one cart and a horse that was probably what you deduce would be carrying the landmark that they were going to build for them to be able to easily find their way out of the Twisted Wood. So, yeah, if anyone wants to make a survival check, it's up to you. Someone needs to make one to try and find these people.
Got a 4.
Sorry, just a quick question with this is a mechanics question. With advantage on wisdom, is that straight wisdom or is that all skills related to wisdom or intelligence?
It would be all skills related to wisdom.
All right.
So you have advantage on it.
Nice.
Same 1 in 400 chance of getting a 19 twice. No, you are easily able to, and those berries are sitting in your tummy good. Like you realize
that
like,
got that slow digestion.
Yeah, like after eating those, you realize like these berries and probably the potatoes as well that Felix gave to you as a gift, they provide value, and maybe like you should think about when to use these and these are definitely like, these are good berries. And the potatoes are good too. I don't remember what the potatoes do. I think they allow you to punch harder.
It's good too.
Yeah, but yeah, so you are easily following this line of tracks, and let's see. Yep. What you come across is you finally hear it, and it's like some shouting and some like calls for not help, but just like shouting and like kind of commands being given out. And you come across the group, which kind of stops at this point. You see a cart that's kind of sitting there, like a half-built structure, and Jagoda pointing at people, giving commands, and you see one guy on the floor, like completely dead, and 3 other dudes just kind of standing around, like trying to figure out what just happened. And yeah, you have met the camp, and there's a guy that is dead on the ground, and 3 people kind of scrambling, pretty injured, but not. By no means are any of these people dead.
I'm still seeing a dance floor. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh,
Whatever.
This is not about. This is the theater of the mind part.
That's good too. I mean.
So yeah, this is. We'll move over to this map. This is kind of where you have started.
Now I see black, but that's also.
Do you guys all see black?
Yeah.
Yo.
Okay.
I just thought this was supposed to represent the theater of the mind.
Give me 1 second. How do I allow everyone to use? Oh. You see now.
Oh, I see a little circle with
A little. So you see a person, and then there's a little bit of light around them.
Yep.
Perfect. This is what we wanted. So, you guys are in this piece of woods. It's like they found like this. There's a cart that honestly looks like. Also, the horse is dead. Dead horse.
Cart, and it looks like. What's his buckets?
It looks like Swinton's cart, and everyone around him is confused. No, Swinton is not here. Swinton, I have written things for Swinton to be doing while you guys are not around to see if you run into him again. Because I love Swinton because of how much you guys hate Swinton. Yeah, but you're in like this kind of short clearing where they're going to build a oh, sorry, I should move you down one more. There we go. Where we're going to build this like essentially like a giant flagpole, so you could climb a tree and know how to get out of these rough ass woods. Yeah, you see a guy dead on the ground, like obviously expired, not like, oh, I'm unconscious and people are trying to heal him. Dead on the ground, dead horse. And to go to like trying to like point people out, like to set up a perimeter and to watch for things coming in from the wood. What do you guys do?
I'll just run up to him and kind of see if I can just kind of run into his presence, not interrupt him.
Yeah.
Which is kind of make my presence known.
Yeah. So you rush in, and you had kind of been leading this expedition because you are the survival expert, and you get out front and kind of look around. And he says, like, "Good. Thank God you came early. It could get worse. Go set up online there. Look out for these. They're the nasty ass, hard ass spiders. There's something about their skin that's rough. They kind of jumped us from the tops of the trees, and it looked like they sprinted out west as you left. But who knows if they're going to come back and they're just regrouping."
All right, done.
And yeah, so make a perception. All of you guys can make a perception check here to see if you notice like kind of anything else out of the ordinary. Jagota just kind of tells all of you that like everything was fine, and then things as they were building, like almost like everyone was distracted building this flagpole, and then they dropped down, and these were not normal spiders. They had a super dense hide. And like they attacked so fast and then ran away, trying to like pull one of those bodies, but they were able to do it. They don't quite know if they were regular spiders or what they were, but yeah. But yeah. Yeah, everyone really rolled pretty well. You do notice spiders. Since all of you guys rolled well, whoever has the highest nature check can roll with advantage to maybe put together what these attackers were just by looking at the remnants and the little bit of information you got from Jagoda. Because like you said, like this happened so fast. Half of them were up on this platform building a thing. It was like the guy on the ground, like it was like an ambush, attack and run.
I have a +3.
I have a
0.
You have, what did you say, Ryan?
4.
Okay, you and Chris.
So either, I would say, Ryan, you could either have Chris roll with advantage or you roll yourself.
Oh, too late.
Well, no, I would just take.
I got a 19.
Like if you want to roll to get more, you can roll flat. But
I think that's fine. It's unlikely we'll get higher than that anyway.
Yeah. So 19 is enough. Like what to kind of put together and with these hard character spiders is that you would think that these are not giant spiders, but you guys have fought a lot of spiders. You fought the phase spiders. You fought other giant spiders in that bandit cave. This sounds a little different because those, like looking at the people around you, like those aren't the most hardy creatures, and there's no poison here. This was like a true like punctured the lung strength thing. So let me look up what you would know about these creatures. What you do know is that people would call them cave fishers. They are ambushers like this that wait for you. Generally, they stick in ground, hence the name of cave fisher. But
Yeah, poor horse.
when you don't
horses
have
always
food,
go.
you kind of go to where the food is. You also would know that they have very valuable innards. Like just this is like almost confirming what Jagoda said about this place is like the creatures that live in these woods, you can make a lot of money if you're good at hunting. Nearly every part of the cave fisher is useful after the creature has been dispatched. The blood is alcoholic and tastes like strong liquor. Sylvan dwarven spirits include cave fisher blood as part of the recipe. If they are gathered after being extruded, cave fisher filaments can be woven into rope that is thin, tough, and nearly invisible. Cave fisher meat is edible, tasting much like crab cooked in strong wine. The creature's shell is used to manufacture tools, armor, and jewelry. Like these are like what you can kind of gather from that 19 is like this is proof that hunting in here is a lucrative place, but also hyper dangerous.
Can I just pull out my musket right there and try and get me some crab cakes?
You do not see any others. You can pull out your musket, which think about this. Your musket like goes into this magical quiver that's about this long. And you pull out like a 6-foot musket that you have never shot. You have like the guy gave you. Oh, I would say with your purchase, you also were able to get if you didn't have them already, a pair of tinker's tools. Because that is the only way to fix the gun if it's broken. So, they're a shitty pair of tinker's tools. On a one, they might break, but they're enough to fix the gun. You have this much knowledge about how to use that rifle. But yeah, Jagoda kind of looks at you, and you like do impart that like these were cave fishers and that. I assume you're pretty upfront with this guy.
Yeah, I'm telling him we're making crab cakes.
And he goes like, "Hell yeah, brother!" And claps you on the back, and he's like, "Well, you know, quite honestly, after I saw that fight, I don't think these fucks are worth anything. They're gonna come build the camp, and if you guys are ready, let me take a quick rest." So you guys rest for about an hour and talk about, and he gives you like some of the information he's going to give you. It's like, and then we'll head out. So yeah, I was like, when you're all sitting there and he's kind of like patching up, like you can see like he got like pierced by one of these fissures, like proboscis is actually how you say it, I think. It's like, it's all good, but it's nice to know like that information that I'm not wrong. We can make a lot of money here. And he like scrapes off. He tells the guys like, when you're done here, scrape off any of the webbing you see here, and then take it back into town, and hopefully you make it. We're gonna go in. I would rather not have people die just because. And then he again gives you his plan, which was to head a bit deeper, and then start looking for tracks of this creature. What he knows about this creature and what people have pointed out about it is that it has 6 legs, is pockmarked, giant, and may have multiple heads. He thought like probably a good place to check is, we know that there's a crumbled down tower about 10 miles to the west of here. That's kind of like where he's like setting up this post here would allow us to do that. There's a tower that might be a good place to start, and if we don't find any tracks or anything like that, let's see. There's a known. Okay.
Are we trying to kill this thing, or are we trying to capture it, or?
For this one, I would say normally capture. This is a kill situation. This is if we could bring it back, that'd be great. But I don't see that fucking happening. This is probably too big of game for capture. And yeah, it tells you. That start there, and then maybe if not, there is the only other thing they really know of in this part of the woods is there used to be a conclave of druids that lived like to the northwest. That kind of, were protectors of the woods. Druids are weird. They like living out here and making sure the trees grow. So I think heading west is our best bet, but I'll leave it up to you guys. I want to at least go check out that tower. I think that's the best place to start. Yeah, and then he just kind of gives you more information of like why he wants to do this. Is normally a lot of their hunting ground is to the south, and there's those like giant boar that you cooked yesterday, and there's that. But as you get up here, there's exotic things, and like he had said yesterday, there are a lot of people that will pay to kind of learn from the weirdness of these woods. And ever since those clerics to the north came down telling tales about running from monstrous beasts on the way to do trade, I had a new goal in mind. I want to go kill that beast, mount it up on my wall, and put this as our hunting ground for new and exotic business. He's done one other excursion up near here, and that's why he kind of knows about this tower that he never quite got to. Is what they caught was this big white and black, like almost skeletal dog type thing with a giant scorpion stinger on its butt. Which, if you guys want to make a nature check, you can. About what that would be. Nope.
Or is that do the berries do intelligence? I can't remember.
Yes.
All right, more. Nope.
Other people can as well. Everyone, this is an open nature check to everybody. Felix, you have advantage. Jesus. fell in classic form.
I had a brief moment of brilliance earlier where I did some out of combat things that were pretty cool. I'm spent for the day. Just let me hack it up with my sword. I'll be good again.
Felix, you immediately put together that this creature sounds very much like that thing you fought underneath the victory pit.
The
That
Shavusa?
Shuzvusa, however you pronounce it. It is like, that is what they're describing. And he's like, yeah, I got paid a shit ton for that thing. Wonder what happened.
That was. Oh, can I be upfront with you?
Of course.
We beat the shit out of that thing.
What? You guys been down to Zadash? I just assumed you were up wandering up here all this time.
We're making our way around town.
Making our way. He's like, looks kind of impressed, like, that thing was a son of a bitch. And you guys can honestly, like, you are more in favor of having known that you killed that thing. And also, in killing that thing, you guys did not get hit once, and this thing just died as you just pummeled it to the ground.
Yes.
Like,
I don't know if we should divulge that. I guess we can.
And he's
no
like,
reason not to.
Like, well, fuck, I can't wait to see what you guys do in here. Maybe I'll hire you full time. And he winks and says, well, I'm good. And he's like, you fuckers good? And he, like, telling the field building this flag pose, like, you go get home. Landlocked lady got you rooms for a week. Whatever you need, put it on Jagoda's tab. And you guys can start moving to the west.
Moving on up to the west
or
side.
you can start moving wherever you want to, I guess I should say. So in this area that you are in, here's how mechanically it works. Travel consists of moving up to 10 squares per day, depending on the speed that you want to go. If you want to go at a slow speed, you only move 5 squares. If you want to move at a fast speed, you can move 15 squares in a day. At the start of each day, you roll a survival check. Jagoda will offer to take point on day 1. There's a DC 15 that is plus or minus 5, depending on the pace that you choose. So if you choose a fast pace, the DC is 20. If you choose a slow pace, DC is 10. On a success, you guys get to choose where to go. On a failure, I roll a D6 and move you in a random direction, and I hide the token, and you guys do not know where you are actually at until the next day. And I will ask for, just like we're traveling, random rolls. So on this first day, Jagoda will offer to lead you because he knows that we're going west, so he gets advantage and a +5 to his survival. Would you like to go at a normal speed or a slow speed or a fast speed?
Normal?
Fast.
No, okay.
Okay, you want to go fast, so the DC will be 20. So he must roll a 15 or better on this roll.
What kind of roll is it?
A D20.
Just a straight D20?
It's a D20, and he has a +5 to his survival.
Plus advantage because survival is in intelligence or wisdom.
Yes, because he ate those berries. Yes. So
okay. Let's go.
This would say,
come on, Jagoda.
After this is when the berries would wear out. Like this is the one advantage you get. So I'll ask you, which die should I roll? Should I roll the skeleton dice, the new sharp dice Jake got me, my old sharp dice, this very old dice, or the metal dice? I will say the metal dice has rolled 2 nat 20s today.
It's due for a 1. So I say Go with the skeleton dice. I think that'll be
Okay. Oh my god. That's a natural 20. So you guys can move 15 spaces today. Holy moly, that's a lot of spaces. And in any direction that you want. So would you just, I think with that nat 20, and since it is Jagoda that did it, he has like ingrained in his brain of where this tower is in this area.
Yeah, he's the one leading today, and
yeah. So I think since he's leading, he is going to choose where you go.
Yeah,
is that
whatever
cool
he wants to do. It sounds like he wanted to go straight west. So
okay, yeah. So he's going to go. Okay, I have another thing I have to sell to someone real quick. Sorry. You guys have control of this person, but I would ask that you don't control him. So give me 1 second.
Snack break for 2.
Or yeah, roll a d20.
Who's doing it?
Bam. Fuck.
Nice.
You're all good. This is actually you have to roll 15 or higher for any of this to have taken effect. So low rolls are good here.
I clearly knew that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the second natural one in a row, homie.
I'm shaking him out before any combat. I'm shaking him out before any combat, so I can just roll nat 20s and murder everything in 2 hits.
Yeah. Okay. I will say, because Jagoda's leading, the other people here can make a perception check. When you guys get to about this area that we're in right now, the woods are pretty dense. Like, don't let the map say like there are these open places. It is a very dense wood. I'm just repurposing this map from a different adventure. But go ahead and make a perception check. Kind of like, because you like are as you're going, you're like, Jagoda will climb up and scout and like ask you guys to go and scout real quick and see if you see anything else. So I'll let 2 people make perception checks, and honestly, Carrick, if you wanted to bring out Owl, he could do something too.
Oh yeah.
We'll say after this one, since I told you that just so you wouldn't forget. So you didn't see anything in your look. Does one other person can do a perception check?
Yeah, I got one. Am I still rolling with advantage, or is that worn off?
No, it will wear off at the end of this day.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, you still have advantage.
Jesus.
Well, holy that is like the second time today that a 1 in 400 chance thing happened. Now you guys don't really notice anything as you're moving through this. Like, it is a dense wood, and I think you guys are all kind of like reattuning to these types of locations. Like, you've been kind of open plains and cities for a while, so it's, hey, we're back in the wilderness, and you're getting acclimated. But you'll all get to, can you guys see where you came from, or just where you're at?
Where we came from?
It's like fog of ward. It's like grayed out.
Yeah, so you know that area, but it's going back into that area is not going to be as easy as you moving through it. But you have seen a lot of this map. I just need to make sure that if I move you somewhere on accident, you don't keep seeing that place. Yeah, and as you stop, and you're probably about a quarter mile away, and you see exactly what Jagoda had kind of described before. It's a tower in the middle of these twisted ass woods. Like, and just like to reiterate, like, these woods do not look right. It is like looking at, it's like something's happening here. If someone wants to make a check to try and figure out what might cause it, they can, but really it is just a weird ass set of woods. But what you see in front of you is I say squat, but it's about a 4-story tower that's jutting out. The weird part is like the bottom, like it was probably a taller tower, but it looks like there's a window at ground level that is essentially like this tower had been sinking. And there's like slightly like highland bog type ground around it. Parts of it are falling down. There's rubble kind of placed this, there, and the other place, and it surrounds the outside. You can see inside, a part of some of like the crumbled walls, there's an interior staircase that still looks intact going up. But yeah, you guys are, a quarter mile. How do you want to approach this tower? Or do you want to approach this tower?
Maybe Owl can check out the tower for us.
That's a decent idea.
Okay. Yeah, Owl. So you take your 10 minutes, spend your incense, spend all of that to kind of summon Owl. And where do you want to send Owl?
He's gonna fly up, try to fly around it up high, trying to like look in some windows. I'll be looking through his eyes.
Okay. Make a perception check using Owl's stats. $13. So holy moly. What you do know coming around here, and here's kind of where you guys are at. Now you get my well-drawn maps.
Uh-oh.
What am I? It's like Picasso. It's Picasso. I like it.
This is probably a bit too big for this tower. Let me fix the tower real quick. But like the kind of gray things are the rubble, green are different bushes and trees. The trees are kind of cleared out around here. It seems like there might have been there's low walls. So there might have been an actual tower with defendable walls at some point, but not anymore. But the trees have all been cleared out, but now it's just kind of overgrowth and like I said, highland bog type situation. Not swamp, but it's like a cold swamp. Like a Scottish swamp. And yeah, that's kind of how this entire area is. Think of a lot of a highland swamp area, very thick undergrowth. So moving through here is not easy. It's not like walking a nice mountain treed road. It's heavy undergrowth, lots of trees, have to move around. Really Steve the horse could be in here, but would almost be to a detriment of having to go around roots and things like that. Yeah, so you see this tower, and with Owl flying around, and you're just kind of so like I said, getting used to these new surroundings again. What you are able to notice is inside of the tower, at about the second level where you see some arrow slits, Owl kind of lands and sees those same kind of webbing that you did where Jagoda was attacked. So you can put together that there's probably cave fissures in here, and but also because how bad they rolled, you know that kind of it looks like they're mostly located on that second floor of the 4 floors.
I relay this information to the group.
Yeah. Jagoda immediately says well, fuck, I'd certainly like to get back at those assholes. Jonesy wasn't an awful guy, kind of an idiot, but did good work. I'd like to give him a little bit of revenge. But I'm not going to run in. I already had a scratch today. What do you guys want to do?
I think it's eyes on the prize, right? We gotta go for the big boy. Are we gonna waste our time with this tower? Is he in this tower?
I don't know. We haven't seen any tracks. At least how I think is we clear this out.
You want to make this a defensible position?
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm always looking like if this is going to be my business, I'd love to have a good spot to start from. Maybe if we get up on the top of this tower, we can see something.
Do we know how smart are these? Are these like basically just wild animal?
So you got that 19 on nature, or I can't remember what you got. Yeah, you got a 19 on that nature check. You would know that a cave fisher is it's about as smart as you think a spider would be.
So I'm thinking, can we like set a little trap for these guys? Like I want to kind of put out my. Do I still have my trap? Hunter's trap.
Yeah, I think you still have.
Oh yeah, there it is. I kind of want to put one out. Kind of like sneak over to the entrance-ish, not all the way up.
Mm-hmm.
Set that. Put in a piece of salami.
Let me put your tokens on. Sorry.
Are you telling me you all don't want to make another potato bomb?
Potato bomb, the most useful thing. Oh, fell. I put you off the screen.
I died.
Fell. And I can't click you otherwise.
There we go. I got it. Nope, now there's two of me.
Okay.
What? Wait, what?
Oh, and then fuck, I didn't give Chigoda a token. Give me 1 second. But yeah, go and move yourself up. The entrance to the place is like the door would be like right here.
So these great things are rocks.
Yeah, the gray things are rocks. The green things are bushes. Most of them being fairly well sized.
So I kind of want to put a trap here. Get people hiding behind these rocks and set off like a little timed blasting powder thing to make a noise for them to come out and we can ambush them.
Okay. How are you guys approaching? Are you going to stealthily approach?
Yep. Let's go for it. Even though that's probably, we are less stealthy when we try to be stealthy as a group.
Be prepared for nat ones.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, not as bad as I thought.
All right.
So Thells, yours still is flat because of your boots, but so you get a 12.
I just clicked stealth and that's what it did. So
yeah, I think that's how it does. Because it's not taking into account your boots. So I don't know how to fix that. What we'll do is what we'll say for stealth is we're always going for your stealth unless we can figure out how to fix it. We'll always take that first number.
Okay.
So yeah,
Felix, give us their stealth. Carrot, give me your stealth. Or are you approaching Carrot?
I thought that they were approaching to set traps, so I was kind of
you were gonna hang back. If you're going to stay where you were, you're fine. It's if you're gonna get like any closer to around the area that the other three are you gonna stand back?
All right. I'll approach behind the rocks and I'll do a stealth roll, but I'm nervous about it.
I'm not doing this to roll anything. I'm just doing it to test something that I just did. Okay. Right. Yeah, I fixed my stealth, Scott.
Okay. There we go.
I removed the stealth disadvantage from my plate armor since my boots cancels that out. So now it should just be flat.
Perfect. So you're running up there. I would say, Felix, are you going to stand where you're at?
No, I think I'm gonna move back with these dudes.
Okay, so you guys run up. Christopher quickly puts a trap right here. There's the trap.
Carrick
everyone else did pretty okay. I guess 12 isn't very okay. 2 of you did okay. We'll say that as a group, you hid, and then you're going to try and lure these people out.
Yeah, I'm going to throw like a little blasting powder into
you make a little
puffer
grenade.
You know what? Let's do a potato if we have a. Let's do some. Just
Yeah, you have like a couple potatoes from the provisions that you were given. Go ahead, and if you're gonna make this little grenade to try and like not destroy things, but kind of lure people out and make a show, make a what should we make? Make an intelligence check with advantage. Because you've done this before, and you're taking it like, at least the potato's not wet. Okay, with a 14, this is infinitely better than the last potato grenade you made. And you throw it in, and you hear it pop and go boom. And then you wait.
And then I'm taking out my musket, thinking I'm gonna try and load it. And have it all ready to.
It has been loaded this whole time, which you did not know is actually a very bad thing to do.
Yep, and just ready for them to come out.
Yep, and hopefully. You guys waited. Does anyone else want to prepare anything for if they see anything? So Christopher, essentially this is preparing if something comes out, you have a surprise round.
Yeah, I lock my crossbow and point it at the door, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I think same with the crossbow.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've got a firebolt ready to go.
Okay, and Jagoda is still standing kind of back here. He didn't want to move. He knows that he's not the most stealthy human in the world, so he's just standing back. I know it looks like a female elven archer, but that is Jagoda. So I just need to change some things about him. Let me just do a couple things. Poop, poop, poop. We need him, and we need...
Side note, while you're doing that, the Justin Fields move was apparently the correct move.
Yeah.
He has like over 50 points right now.
No, okay, we can say it's the correct move.
It was not on purpose.
We know that he is tanking, and...
I know.
He's going, I will give him shit when you try to tank, but Justin Fields scores 50 points. That's how does any Bears player have 50 points?
He has 119 passing yards, 3 passing touchdowns, 147 rushing yards, and a rushing TD and a 2-point conversion.
Are they winning the game?
They're down 3. 32-35. Joe Mixon has over 50 points. He has 4 rushing touchdowns.
Jeez, Maurice. Gosh, I hope he wins.
That'd be funny.
That will be funny. Because I'm so bad, I am going to take his first pick, which I don't have because I traded it away last year. Which I think goes to Kevin. Kevon. Yeah, and you see Jagoda pull out one of those big arrow shafts out. He has this giant compound bow, just like probably actually two of you could probably pull this, but it is wildly big and beefy. So, and with that, you wait a second, and tell me again what the hunting trap does. I think I just need to make a strength saving throw.
Creature that steps on the plate must succeed DC 13 dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Take 1d4. Therefore, until the creature breaks free of the trap, its movement is limited by the length of the chain, typically 3 feet long.
Yeah. Okay. So it is tethered. It needs to make a DC 13 saving throw. It gets a 10. So it is completely scattered, and so it moves like half its way up, but then stops and jolts and kind of like is scattering around. And then a second one moves out the door. You guys can all unleash your ready actions.
I'm aiming at the back one, the non-restrained one.
So the non-tethered one. Yeah, just tell me who you're hitting. Everyone make an attack roll for your attack.
I fired at the front one.
Okay.
I'm recklessly firing my musket, which I probably already am. Reckless.
What the actual hell, Carrot? Which one were you attacking?
The back one.
The back one? Okay. Did you rage before?
Oh, yes. I should be, yes.
Okay, so you use your bonus action, you rage. You rage. I do not know how you ragefully shoot something. Yeah, so your gun now must be reloaded. And you were shooting the back one too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, that back one takes just a good 32 points of damage, while the other two people missed their shot. And that front one is going, let's see if Jagoda hits. Plus 7. 7. No, that's a natural 1. Jagoda just drops his arrow after being surprised by the loud boom of the musket shot. Surprised him, and he just drops his arrow and it breaks on the ground. He goes, "Whoa, fuck!" And then everyone roll initiative. I need to open up the initiative chapter. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop.
Rolled. I don't think I had mine clicked. How do I get mine?
What did you get?
16.
Okay, give me a second. Carrick, you got a 20 fell. You got an 18. This veteran doesn't exist. This person doesn't exist. Felix, you got a natural 1. Okay. That gives it to Carrick.
So I'm gonna another firebolt at the back one.
Okay. That hits, and what you notice as it hits that, like that first firebolt and that musket shot blew a hole that's oozing blood. When that fire hits that blood, it flares out and almost like goes inside and blows off part of the top of its carapace. So that 9, that fire damage, you think actually did a fair amount more damage than that. So
alcoholic blood is flammable. Interesting.
Yes, and with that, what you see as that happens is another one of these cave fishers crawls out of that second floor, out of one of the holes, and shoots a string of filament at let's see, we'll have it be random. It shoots a string of filament to Thel. You are immediately grappled, which means you cannot move, and you 1 second. You are adhered. Yeah. So you are adhered. This cave fisher that busts out of, like, it's up about 15 feet, kind of on the side of the wall, and you are considered grappled and have a movement speed of 0, but that uses his whole turn. Next up is Christopher. Nope, it should be Fel, actually.
Okay, so I'm grappled. Can I cut out of it, or?
Yeah, you can make an attack, DC 13, strength save, or yeah, DC 13 strength check.
Nailed it.
Nope, you are still completely adhered. You are kind of just stuck and cannot move as this thing has its grapple around you. But you can do something else if you want.
I guess I'll shoot my crossbow at the one that grappled me.
Up on the wall, you miss. You shoot up at it, and it's just like, it's almost like it is like snuck in, shot out its web, and then is like starting to move it towards itself as it goes inside. Now it's Christopher's turn.
I use my first action to try and cut Fel out, like cut off the webbing.
Yeah, you can make an attack. It has an AC of 15, 5 hit points.
So I'm using my.
So what are you using to cut this?
I'm guessing a hand. I mean, is slashing or piercing better?
I don't feel like a hammer is going to cut through.
Oh no. But I do have both this random short sword, and just made for the occasion, I guess.
Yes.
So,
Okay, go ahead and take your attack.
Try not to just stab you.
Yeah, you're able to cut that filament. You're no longer grappled, fell. And Christopher, you still have one more attack. Christopher, you're on this screen twice.
Am I?
I don't know what I did.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, yeah, but you're standing back here. You have your second attack.
Can I? So it's still loaded, my musket, right? Can I just can't reload it after?
It would take because that was a surprise round. Normally, it would take your other attack to reload.
So if I just end this without it being loaded?
Like right now, you could use your second attack of your attack action to reload the gun.
Oh, was it not reloaded? Okay, I see what you mean.
Because you shot,
Mm-hmm.
so you shoot, and it requires an attack to reload.
The first one wasn't a full action that I shot it.
No, that was, since it was a surprise, you all just had one thing that happened.
That makes sense. Okay, I'm just gonna good javelin the unrestrained one.
Okay.
Recklessly. No, I already didn't do it. So whatever, normal. Which is fine.
And you rolled the same. So you did 15 damage with your good javelin as it spears this one that like still looks like it's fucked up from being internally exploded and is pinned, moves 5 feet, pinned to the ground as it expires.
And that used my feet, right? That does the extra attack when I do a natural 20.
Yeah, that's what that.
Cool.
Wait,
it might like not 8, have. Is that the 8+2 and 8+3?
You would have one more d6 to add to that, but it only had 5 hit points, so don't worry about it. Yeah, so you would have had another. If you want to roll one more d6.
Just for pride.
Just for pride.
Yeah. So now you did 17 damage with your good javelin.
All right.
Okay. And yeah, it is dead. We will mark it as dead. Sitting there. Next up is Felix.
All right. I think I'm just gonna take a shot at this dude coming at the wall with my crossbow.
No, Jesus. Yeah, you line up after your previous miss. You look up at it and take your shot. I'll say because it was a nat 20 and it got surprised as the rope got caught. It was like pulling hard and it kind of like fell out, and that's what gave you your shot. It does know. So go ahead and roll your sneak attack damage too. Not doubled, but just sneak attack. Okay, so that's a solid 25 damage. Just fucking these dudes up. Yeah, and with that, it is this front Cave Fisher's turn now. Because wait, what turn is this? Yeah, it's this front Cave Fisher's turn, which is what does it have to do to escape the trap?
You're muted.
I think, let's see. Oh, creature can use action to make DC 13 strength check, freeing itself or another creature within each failed check deals 1 piercing damage to the trapped creature.
Okay.
How do I drop that into the chat too? Just
it's as it's walking, it realizes that it's trapped, and it is going to shoot its adhesive filament to straight at Carrick. So Carrick, make a well, it's gonna make an attack roll to see if it hits you. That's a 2. It misses. Fuck me. It does that and then looks mad that it's trapped in this trap. And it is then Jagoda's turn, who's going to take 2 arrow shots at it. A 19 and a 16 is definitely going to hit. It does 1d8 plus 4, 2 times. And you see Jagoda looks a little like embarrassed that he dropped that first shot, and then a lot faster than you think should be able to happen, fires 2 things into this guy's face, dealing 10 plus 8 damage. Dealing 18 damage to this. I would like everyone to make a perception check. Oof. Wowzers, Bowsers. None of you guys noticed this. We'll see if even Jagoda notices it. Jagoda barely notices it. As right next to him, come on. Why do you do this to me, Roll20? It's so much cooler if it looks like it's supposed to.
I don't know. That silhouette of a person is intimidating.
Well, no, and it's not giving any other. Let me really refresh real quick.
MySpace is on the board.
MySpace is on the board. It's Tom, everyone's friend. Oh. Come on. There we go. This bush erupts into life and attacks Jagoda.
Right.
You guys have not noticed this yet.
The bush came to life? Oh boy.
Yes.
The bush with the person already in it.
Yep, it's already got a person in it. It has a skeleton in it. And it is going to take its character sheet. Why is Shambling Mound a character? What are you doing, Roll20? Oh my lord. Oh my lord. Someone call up Carlos Luna. He makes content for these people. Okay, there we go. He is going to take his 2. Okay, he's going to take 2 attacks at Jagoda. Jagoda has an AC of not great. I think like 15. DC 16, or not DC, but he has armor class of 16. He's going to take his 2 attacks on him. A 10 and a 6. Do either of those hit? The 10 hits him, and Jagoda takes 7 plus 4 is 7 plus 4 is 11. Jagoda takes a pretty big wallop from this mound as you see it like swings down with the first hit, catches him on the chin, and it comes down with the second one. He's able to nimbly roll away, but is up face to face with this big old thing of plant. So we'll add him to the initial. We'll now roll initial one. 6 plus -1, 7. Okay. With that, now it's the character's turn again.
Okay. I mean, we obviously don't notice that this is happening behind us, right?
I would say because of your perception checks, you would not notice this happens until this turn. Or no, you do not know what's happening.
Okay. Then I will do a firebolt on the one in front of me.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead. This is truly astounding to make up for that 20 damage you did. You then the next time do 3.
Had to average out.
Gotta average out. And this one you see like doesn't have any real cracks in it, so it doesn't seem like the fire does as much as it did on that previous one. So it takes 3 damage. Is there any movement or anything you want to do?
No. I just say someone make it bleed.
At this point, I would say you can make a perception check to see if you notice this big shambling mound behind you.
Okay.
No, your focus. And what next up is Fel. You are not restrained anymore. You are good. Just so you do know that Cave Fisher is about 15 feet up in the air.
You're muted, I think. Maybe your mic.
Who?
Me?
Oh, wait.
Ah. Okay. Yeah, I guess I remembered you saying that, but it looks weird on the map.
Yeah, sorry. To describe it more, that guy is 15 feet up in the air on the second floor of the building.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave him up here, but not seeing what's happening to our other friend. I'll come slash at this guy. Roll another slash, or you just use that one.
Go ahead and use that one.
Okay.
He's bad. he's like, you do hit this and realize what Jagoda had said earlier. Like, these things have incredibly tough hides, but as you come down on it, it does crack a little bit, and you see some of that blood start oozing out. And that next one, 1 second, just hits. And so you just like you're cracking down, and it's not slicing through like your normal do. Like you are like essentially like you are cracking a shell with a sword. So, actually, hold on 1 second. Nope. Yep, you're all good. This thing looks very bad and is still chained to the floor. Anything else you want to do?
No, at this point, I guess not.
Yeah.
Do I
I
guess
if you
should
want to, you could always channel a divine smite to get 2 more d8 of damage onto any of your attacks.
That's true.
After that first one, you saw the crack. This thing doesn't look good after that last hit. If you wanted to channel anything in, but if not, we'll move to Christopher. Sure. Okay, go ahead. Roll divine smite.
Okay, I think it added it.
Yes, another 12, and you like that first one cracks the shell open. The second one, you're actually able to skewer in, and then like in a pulse inside, the shell breaks apart and blows this thing up with some amount of divine light. And this one is also dead. And then yeah, just make sure you tick off your level 1 spell.
Yep.
Okay. Next up is Christopher. You see this one. Actually, before you go, there is on the 3rd level of the castle, another cave fisher pops out and shoots its web to grapple Felix. Go ahead and make a DC 13 save. Strength save. You are grappled by this as the ropes twist around you. And I actually did his wrong first. Make one other strength save.
Me?
Yep.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
15. It starts to, you feel it pull toward at you, but you are able to stand your ground and not get pulled up to this creature. Dang it. That would have been pretty cool if you were 30 feet in the air hovering from a vine of that. Yeah, now it's your turn, Christopher.
All right. What kind of purchase is there on these windows? Is it like small window? Can I get up there?
You could definitely jump into that first hole.
All right.
It's an actual hole. You could jump up. You would probably take an attack of opportunity from the cave fisher that's there, but
Even if I'm attacking it, like jumping up and attacking it?
yeah, it's
Okay.
no, I would say actually, yeah, if you're just jumping up and attacking it, you'd probably be okay.
I'm gonna first try and cut away the netting,
Okay.
the webbing.
Make an attack roll with your short sword. You don't hit it. Like the sword just gets stuck in the web. So probably if you want to keep moving, you have to jump and leave it behind.
I'll just try again with a hand axe. Try to cut it out. These
Okay.
both trying to just cut this free. Nope.
You pull your hand axe out and just throw it over here. It's lost in a bush somewhere.
Right.
With that is this other cave fisher, which is going to shoot a second web at Felix, who is already grappled, so it automatically is going to hit. Go ahead and make another DC 15 strength save to not be pulled up. Jeez, fucking Christ. You are entrenched into the ground where you will not move from, as you now have 2 things of filament wrapped around you. And it is now your turn, Felix.
I'm grappled, right?
Yeah, you are grappled, so you cannot move, but you can do anything else you want to.
Okay. I'm just gonna hack at these filaments with the short sword.
Okay, yeah. So you have 2 of them. You can cut one of them. It's a 15 to hit.
22.
Yeah, you slash straight through it. So you only have one. We'll say that you cut through the one that originally got you. Next up is the Shambling Mound, which it doesn't have a ton of things it can do. Is going to attack Jagoda 2 more times. Why does that have to be cocked? 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8, it hits. Both of these hit. Jagoda is going to take a walloping amount of damage, and something scary is going to happen. Two ones. 16 plus 8 is 24. As this thing lays into Jagoda, you see Jagoda like get woozy, and after being attacked those 2 times, the shambling mound starts like wrapping its vines around it, and for lack of a better term, engulfing Jagoda as Jagoda gets pulled into it. The shambling mound engulfs a medium or smaller creature grappled by it. The engulfed target is blinded, restrained, and unable to breathe, and it must succeed on a DC 14 Constitution saving throw at the start of each of the mound's turn, or take 13 damage. If the mound moves, the engulfed target moves with it. The mound can have only one creature engulfed at a time. So you guys all, as this happens, now notice Jagoda inside of the shambling mound. Like getting
I was going to say, like, at this point, like, my man hasn't made a shot with his.
Jagoda's having a rough go of it.
And this is why they said make sure he stays alive.
Make sure he stays alive. He is capable, but also foolhardy. That is this dead cage. It's Carrick. It is your turn, and as you see that, you just watched you just watched him get engulfed.
So I did see that.
Yeah, you saw that.
Okay. I guess would I have any idea if an attack on this thing would hurt Jagoda? Hello?
If what? No, an attack on this thing would not hurt Jagoda.
Okay. Then I'm going to firebolt this thing.
Okay. Weirdly, it's, even though it is fire based and you think it's a plant, this like the like black tarish substance on these vines like don't quite like it doesn't quite find purchase. And it takes a lot less damage than you think that should from the fire that hits it.
Okay.
So, but it does hit. So, let's see. Okay, well, shambling mound, you don't have any stats. You're a piece of garbage. Okay, Thel, you're up.
Have I noticed?
This guy behind you.
Yes, have I? Okay.
Yes.
I guess I'm gonna, thorn slasher the thorns.
Okay, take your 2 attacks. Miss. Miss. Oh my. Phil's having a bad go of it. As you miss, like it's not that you miss, it's like you're cleaving through, but it's just like not quite doing what you think it should be doing. Like this thing is a lot harder than you think. Christopher, that's your turn.
All right, let's go.
Felix is still held by one piece of rope.
Yeah,
but...
get on your own. Which the payout is over here. So I'm coming over here, doing a Thunderblast charge, and trying it with the hammer. Reckless attack.
Okay, hit it.
And I can use a Thunderblast, right?
Okay. I will say if it does not make this save, it will spit Jagoda out. 12 plus, what I say, this is a strength save, plus 4 is a 16, so it makes the save.
Nuts. And I'm doing it again. I can use, yeah, I'm gonna another
attack.
Yep. $23.
Yep, that hits. Are you gonna use another Thunderblast charge?
I am, yep.
That was a natural 20 it got. This thing likes eating Jagoda. So you say it takes 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 plus 8 would be 24 damage. It is going to have to make a Constitution save for that. Gets a 19. He's still got Jagoda. He likes this guy. It tastes good. Okay. Next up is a dead cave fisher. So next up is Felix.
Right. I'm just gonna try and slash the next thing off.
Okay. Yep, you are able to cut that one off and you are completely free.
Can I move?
Yeah, you can move.
All right, I'm gonna move over to like here.
Okay, yeah, you run over there, and as you do that, the next turn was that cave fisher, which you can see scuttle inside with its brethren. So, next up is the shambling mound, which immediately does 2d8 plus 4 damage to Jagoda. 6 and 8 is 14 plus 4 is 18. Jagoda's still kicking. He's just not happy. But with that, sees the two of you there and is now going to each of you and Christopher and Thel roll a d20 to see who it attacks.
20, you said?
Yeah. $18. It's going to attack Christopher twice. Does a 14 hit you, Christopher?
Yes. Well, it's advantage too, right?
Oh,
it didn't.
I rolled 7 twice, so 14. Does 14 hit?
No.
Okay.
Weird.
Does an 18 hit?
Yep.
Okay. He hits you once. You take 11 plus 4 is 15. You take 8 points of damage, round down, as it wallops you on the side of the head. And now, Carrick, it is your turn.
All right. I'm going to lightning bolt this thing, but I'm going to shape it around the friendlies in the way.
Okay. It's a dexterity saving throw. He gets a 17 minus One is a 16.
My spell save DC is 16.
So in this world, and I think we might just end it here and start in combat next time since it's about 2:30.
Yep, I've got a roll. So
yeah, you shoot out your lightning bolt, and you see these vines suck that lightning in, and the shambling mound actually revitalizes.
Motherfucker.
Awesome.
what the fuck is this thing?
And it is healed. It is healed for 12 points of damage. I mean, honestly, it's good that it made it safe. Oh no, sorry. It just doesn't take any damage. I lied. I read this wrong. I thought it was damage absorption. It just like flakes off.
Okay, that sounds a little better.
Yeah, it has. Go ahead and make an Arcana check real quick. Just after seeing that and having your fire not do anything, you're gonna think for a second, like, do I know anything about these? You don't. This is not what you're used to. This thing. Oh, nope. I lied. It does take those 12 points back.
No.
I'm sorry. So we will start next time with it being Fell's turn. As Jagoda is being eaten. Looks mostly alive.